Hi, this is Gautam Puri, a faculty at Career Launcher. Most of the students refer to me as GP. I will be taking MockCat 5 live and recording it for the benefit of the students. Hopefully, this will help some of you improve your test taking technique. Since this is my first live paper for the season and many of you would not be aware of my standard way of taking a paper, let me share with you the process I adopt in taking a paper. Now, first of all, let us look at the standard pattern of the paper. A standard pattern of the paper has verbal logic, 18 questions. It has RC, 16 questions, 4 passages. Then it has LR, which has got another 4 sets, so 16 questions. This makes it a total of 50 questions in the second section. Then Quant, we have 34 questions. And DI, it has got 16 questions. So this makes it 50 questions out here and 50 out here. Okay. Now the way I take a paper is I typically start with verbal logic. Why verbal logic? Because that is an area of comfort for me. And after verbal logic, I will go on to RC. The advantage that I see for myself is that verbal logic requires some amount of reading while RC requires a greater amount of reading. So when I go to RC after verbal logic, I am already used to reading and hence speed development or speed increase has already happened. Okay. My strong area happens to be Quant and DI and I keep it for the end for the simple reason when I am tired, when I am under fatigue, even then I will be able to do well in Quant and DI, while in case of English or especially RC, I will definitely lose concentration, not be able to do it. So the sequence in which I attempt the paper is given here. This is the sequence. Start with verbal logic, move on to RC, then LR, then Quant and then DI. Now how much time do I spend in each of these sections? Broadly speaking, I look at spending 90 minutes out here and 80 minutes in section 2. Okay. And if I have to give a further split, typically it is likely to be around 30 minutes for verbal logic and about 25 to 30 minutes in each of the remaining, okay, or the other 20 to 30. So which will mean it could be 20 in RC and 30 in LR or vice versa. So roughly 25 minutes each is what you can look at. Similarly, when it comes to Quant and DI, I will first start with the Quant section, and I prefer looking at doing the Quant section or QADI paper in rounds. In round 1, I will attempt only the easy questions of Quant. Okay. Questions that I know how to solve, that I am 110% sure of solving, and not only that, I can solve it within say 2.5 minutes. If it's going to take more time than that, then it's a round 2 question. So in round 1, I'll pick out the easy questions of Quant and do all of them, and simultaneously I'll keep marking the difficult question which I will attempt in round 2. So round 2 is same easy questions which are time consuming. While in round 1 it was still easy questions which were not time consuming, which were less than, let's say, about 150 seconds, 120 to 150 seconds is what these typically questions will take me to solve. Okay. And in round 2 I will also do DI. Okay. Another thing which you need to remember is you have a question paper with you. You have the question paper button on the platform. If you click on that button, you have the entire question paper in front of you. When I'm taking the paper on the platform or on the platform which is used by TCS and for conducting CAT, I will click on the question paper button and I will do RC, DI and LR from there. Why? Because I can read the entire RC passage and all the 4 questions will be visible to me together. Similarly, the entire DI data set on all 4 questions are visible there, and LR is also similarly. So I will click on the question paper button, open the question paper and do RC from there, DI from there, LR from there. Okay. Now, since I will be taking the paper on the PPT, I do not have the luxury of the question paper button, so I have a PDF of the question paper. So I have a printout of the question paper, okay, which I will use. Before I start taking the paper, I will always go through the entire paper, which means I'll click on the question paper button, analyze and scan, or rather scan the paper to understand what all is there. Is it adhering to the standard pattern? Because if it is adhering to standard pattern, then this time limit is good enough for me. But it could be a different pattern. which means the number of RC passages could go up or number of quant questions could go down, and hence I may need to do some kind of a jugglery in terms of the time limits which I have set. Okay. So for me, the first 2 or 3 minutes are to scan the paper, to understand the paper, and then start attempting the paper. If I find it to be standard pattern, I don't have to worry, I'll just follow the pattern which is there. But supposing in the paper LR vanishes and RC also RC is the same, but the balance 16 question of LR are replaced with, let's say, fill in the blanks, grammar, sentence correction. That means I can work it, I can solve these questions in a shorter span of time. So I will have more time for DI. So the first 2-3 minutes I will scan the paper and then start solving the paper. So when I start doing the paper, the first thing I will do is I'll open the question paper, the printout of the paper which I have, and keep writing down out here on this slide as to what I find interesting or what is important for me. So to help you understand the process of scanning. Another thing which you will see me doing is that I don't do RC together. I don't do all passages of RC or all sets of LR. I will typically do 2 to 3 RC. So typically I will be looking at attempting 2 to 3 sets of RC, LR and DI. I start with an assumption that I don't have to complete the paper. Let me pick out the easier ones. If in the paper happens to be easy and in the end I have time, I'll go back and obviously do the remaining things also. Okay. So that's the broad structure which I follow as far as the paper is concerned. And so let me just erase the slide, erase the ink, and let me start the paper. But the timer has vanished. There was a timer out here which has vanished. So let me get the timer back again, and then I will start taking the paper. Okay, so we are back, and I will start the paper shortly. The timer is here now in front of us, out here. You can see the timer. I will start the paper, but before starting the paper, let me just share one more thought. I will continuously speak throughout the 170 minutes of the paper so that you can understand the logic which I am applying to attempt or not to attempt a particular question, and the logic which I apply to solve a few of these questions. Okay, so let me just try to speed up the process for us. Oh, I am sorry, yeah. So 36. Okay. Okay, so I'll start at 2 hours 50 minutes. I'll start by first scanning the paper. Okay. And while scanning the paper, I will keep a track of the various sections and the various question types which are there in the paper. So, okay, so let me pick up the question paper. Now, section 1 is what has, it is quant. So, section 1 quant has got 34 questions and 1, 2, 3, 4 RC sets. So, when I'm looking at quant in this paper, okay, it has got 34 questions and DI, there are 4 sets of data, 16. There's what has caught my eye is one table and one pie chart and a Venn diagram question, so should not be a problem at all. Section 2, when I look at section 2, this is RC to begin with. RC has 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 3 passages, okay. So RC has got 3 passages, and these questions are from 51 to 63. 51 to question 62. Sorry, 3 passages of RC. Then from 63 onwards we have the verbal logic. Oh, there's a 4th RC passage also. 62 to 66 is verbal logic. Then we have a passage 4, which is 67 to 70. So 4 passages. And 71 onwards, again we have the verbal logic questions. This goes from 71 till 84. Okay, so 71 to 84. There's nothing which is standing out as far as this is concerned. Looks like a standard paper. And then we have the LR, 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of LR. Okay, so all I have done is looked at what is the question types in the paper, and now I will start attempting the paper. And while the timer has vanished, so let me get the timer also, because if we don't have the timer, I will not be able to keep a track of what is happening. Okay. Okay. So we are back. Let me start the paper. As I said, I start with section 2, and when I go to section 2, I am essentially looking at the starting with verbal logic. So verbal logic would be 63, question number 63 is what I will start with. 63. Okay, 63. For example, question: the task may be harder than what she imagines. Than what she imagines. Oh, I'm sorry. Pointer option filled printed. Okay, the hard might be harder than she imagines. It's the marmite of the meat counter, dark, salty, and you either love it or you hate it. Okay. But black pudding is gaining in popularity with a little help from celebrity chefs, manufacturers, and even government ministers. I love this stuff, but my children are squeamish eaters, and the very notion of a blood sausage brings about the swift exit from the kitchen. The Environment Minister Liz Truss recently listed the culinary concoction of blood, salt, and rusk among the must-eat British food that a new generation should be introduced to. Very obvious. E and A have to be connected. That is what she wants, but the task may be harder than what she imagines. So E, A have to be together. Let's look at the choices. E, A, E is not there. Choice D is incorrect. Okay. Let's go see and what should be there after that. EA. Let me look at. Oh, the choices tell me EAD have to be together. EAD, EAD, EAD. So let me not worry about D at all. But read the three of them. The government minister recently just said it's okay. The task may be harder than what she imagines. I love this stuff, but my children are squeamish eaters, and the very notion of blood sausage brings a swift exit from the kitchen. Okay. So we are left with BC. So the two choices have BC together, and one has B and C separate. So let me see, do B and C make sense together? Actually, I should have noticed this. C has to come before E. C talks about government minister, and this is a minister. Okay, the environment minister. So C, yeah, C before E. Okay, so I will actually eliminate this also because C is afterwards. So is where should B come? Let me just read B. The Marmite. Okay. Yeah, C, but black pudding is gaining in popularity. It's Marmite, so it should be BC. Most probably, yeah. Yes, the correct answer should be choice A. Okay, next one. Another question of parajumble. That said, understanding and doing aren't the same thing. I have lots of available options as a playwright, and then comes from knowing a lot of plays, he says. Okay. He is there, which is what highlighted, so he has to be referred to somewhere. Theatre academic and playwright Dan believes seeing a wide range of work opens up one possibility. So Dan could be he if no one else is mentioned. Even seeing the breadth of playwright works encourages him to experiment. Him again is here, so it could again be Dan. You can see why a critic so accustomed to judging might struggle to start. Okay. So first of all, Dan is the person which is referred in statement B and statement T. That means C has to come before B and D. C has to be before B and D. In what sequence, I don't care, but C has to be definitely before B and D. C, B, D, this is fine. C, D, V is fine. B, C, D, choice C is incorrect. C, B, D is again possible. Let's look further. Okay, so theatre academic. Let me just look at the sequencing of CBD. Theatre academic and playwright believes that seeing a wide opens up one's possibilities. I have a lot of available optional playwright that comes from knowing lots of plays. Even seeing the breadth of playwright works encourages him to experiment. Okay, so seeing a wide range of work opens up one's possibilities. Okay, theatre academic and playwright. I have a lot of available options, and that comes from knowing lots of plays. So CB or CD. Let me look at the choices. CBD is there. CDB is also there, CBA is also there. So let me just go further. That's it. Understanding and doing aren't the same thing. You can see. Okay, when I look at these four choices, statements A, B, C, D seem to be connected. E is talking about a critic, while theatre, academic, and playwright Dan is not a critic. So E should logically be closing statement. So if E has to be closing statement, this should not be the answer. So your answer should be either A or D. Let me read these two choices completely to determine what the answer should be. So CB, theatre academic playwright down, or actually CB is the same in both the cases. believes in seeing a wide range of work opens up possibilities. I have lots of available options as a playwright, and then comes from knowing a lot of plays, he says. Okay. Then C, B, then we have A. That said, understanding and doing aren't the same thing. D, even seeing playwright works. Okay. I would believe that A should come after D, that C, B, D have to be together. What my initial feel was, yes, C, B, D should be together. Let me just quickly go through it. Even seeing the breadth encourages him to experiment. That said, understanding and doing are not the same thing. Yes, choice D. Okay. Third question, third again a parajumble. Amani Yahya, billed as Yemen's first female rapper, is still thousands of miles away. On top of this, her visa to attend UK festival has been denied. With the homeland on the brink of war, Yahya, along with her family, has to flee Saudi Arabia. Flee to Saudi Arabia, the kingdom's strict rules means her fledgling music career has come to an abrupt halt. I was so excited to be coming to UK, says the 22-year-old who started rapping in her bedroom while still at her high school. It's day 3 of Liverpool Arab Arts Festival, but one of its performers hasn't yet been to a single event. EA have to be together. One of its performers hasn't been to a single yet and is still thousands of miles away. So EA has to be the sequence. So choice A is incorrect because it does not have EA. EA is here, EA is here, EA is not here. Okay, great. So actually both of them are telling me EAC have to be together, and effectively it means it should either be BD or DB. Let us check out which of the two should be the answer. So let me read EAC first. E was fine. She is still 1,000 miles away with a homeland on brink of civil war. Okay. Okay. Now it should be BD or should it be DA? On top of this. Okay. So on top of this, on top of what? A musical career has come to an abrupt halt, and on top of this, her festival has been denied. Yeah. Yes, I will go with this because the other does not make sense. After C, B makes more sense, so I will go with choice B. Another question of jumble. But again, the word starts with but to ask you something before that. Under the Public Order Act 1986, the Home Secretary has no power to ban static demonstrations. The small New Dawn party has planned a protest in Golders Green for 4th July. The Golders Green Together campaign, launched on Monday by London Jewish Forum and the anti-fascist organization Hope Not Hate, plans to spark feeling of solidarity in the area. It will take place on a Saturday, the Jewish Sabbath, in an area where about 40% of the population are Jewish. Okay. E. Tessa Joel, one of the contenders to become Labour's London mayoral candidate, has asked Theresa May to prevent the march from going ahead, and 11,000 people have signed an online petition to the effect. Okay, so to me, E and A makes sense. E and A because have signed an online petition to the effect, but the Home Secretary has no power to ban the demonstration. So EA should be together. EA is together. Unfortunately, we are not getting too many options. So EA have to be together, and EA should also be the ending statement. I'll say because these two talk about organizing something, and then it says that this should be cancelled. So EA should be the closing part. To me, choice A should be the correct answer because we don't have EA in the end in any of the other choices. But I will still read this complete combination before I finalize. So BDC. The small town has planned a protest. It will take place on Saturday. The protest has been planned, where it will do, and what is the agenda. Perfect. So choice A becomes the correct answer for question number 66. Okay, now I have RC passage again. So the next one was from 71, if I remember correctly. 71? Okay. Para jumble odd statement. Choose the one that does not fit in the sequence. The victims crammed in a sealed coffin-like wooden case caught and as they struggle to breathe. The hiss of gas relieved by a red liver turned by Harry in the back of his white van signaled the start of the massacre. This is the most effective method of goose control. Okay. Then after 2 minutes they fell silent. This talk about goose control. This talk about victims, hiss of gas. Okay. in the back of his white van. Yeah, choice C should be the one which is incorrect. This does not make sense at all. Let me just quickly. The victims crammed in sealed coffin-like cases caught struggle to breathe. So A, D is definitely on, and B, yeah, it should be B, A, D. Correct answer is choice C. Okay. 72. Another question of odd statement. In the past, when confronting this subject, the justices have pondered the impact on the children. This subject, okay. The Supreme Court is set to issue a ruling soon that could make same-sex marriage legal in every state. Okay. Okay. In 2013, during oral arguments on same-sex marriage in California, Justice Kennedy wondered about some 40,000 children in California who live with same-sex parents. Okay. Choice D, advocates of gay marriage saw that as an opportunity to use the court's ruling to assert that marriage laws in other states were discriminatory. I'm not sure, let me just go through them again. Let me see which are the ones which are connected. Okay. When this subject has to be the same-sex marriage. Okay. Yeah, so same-sex marriage is mentioned out here, and this subject has to be the same. The past when have pondered the impact on children. Yeah, this is also talking about children. ABC connected. Let me just go through them. So the Supreme Court is set to issue rulings same-sex marriage legal in every state. In the past, justice pondered on this thing. Okay. And the oral arguments who live with same-sex parents. What about D? Advocates of gay marriage saw that as well. What did they saw to use court rulings? Or discriminate. We have not been talking about this at all. So D should most probably be the answer. I'm not 100% sure, but I think A, B, C are connected. Hence, I'm marking D as the answer. 73. Okay. Again, another question of jumble odd statement. Will he be normal? Ever normal again? He. Eventually, he got into the bed and kept eating until he became too heavy to get out. Bullied, sexually abused, and unloved as a child, he said he dulled his feelings with more and more food. It took Mr. Mason a long time to get as fat as he was, and it has taken him a long time to trench it all the way to find a life approaching normalcy. So this Mason is the one who's the he, so D definitely cannot be the answer. It has to be part of it. Okay, he tried to shed. Okay, life approach. Okay, approaching normalcy. So this is giving me the introduction, and then DC makes sense. Bullied, sexually abused, and loved his dulled his feeding more and more food, and eventually he got bad. So will he be normal again? Could have been the starting. Can it be starting? Let me look at A as the starting statement. Will he be normal again? Okay, among these three, I think DCB, sorry, appears to be the right combination. Let me quickly read that again. Twice normalcy. Bullied, sexually abused, unloved as a child. He said he dulled his feelings and eventually kept eating until he became too heavy to get out. He got in the bed. Yeah, A should be the answer. 74. Nearly all of us are philosophers because we have some kind of values by which we live our lives, or like to think we do, or feel uncomfortable when we don't. Perhaps we think there's a God who made it all, including us, or on the contrary, we think it's a matter of chance and natural selection. So it's not wrong to say philosophy is ubiquitous. Okay. Nearly all of us are philosophers, so it's not wrong to say philosophy is ubiquitous. So B, A and C appear to be connected. And most of us favor some very general picture of what the world is like. Okay. So A and C definitely cannot be the answer. They appear to be connected. Okay. Okay. And what favors? Let me just go through it again. Let me look at B and D also. Perhaps we think most of us favor some very general picture of what the world is like. I am not sure. I think I'll leave this question unmarked. Okay, let's move to the not my favorite area. Correct in terms of grammar, sentence correction. I don't know at all. No, I don't know any grammar. I'll keep eliminating based on whatever little I know. Statement A: the reader will notice that I haven't made any attempt to define philosophy. I haven't made any attempt to define philosophy, okay? I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but had just implied that it is an extremely broad term covering a very wide range of intellectual activities, okay? Something that nothing is to be gained from trying to define it. I can sympathize with that thought. I don't find anything wrong with any of the four statements. But so let me just read them again so that, okay, let me look at the choices also. All four statements are mentioned somewhere or the other. Let me see which one I'm definitely sure is correct. The reader will notice that I haven't made any attempt to define philosophy. So A is definitely correct. Let me not worry about it at all. Okay, and if I can say A is correct, then these two choices cannot be the right options. Okay, but had just implied that it is an extremely broad term covering a very wide range of intellectual activities, something that nothing is to be gained from trying to define it. No idea, skip the question. Okay. Next question, 76. Another question of sentence correction grammar. Once very long ago, our ancestors were animals and simply did whatever came naturally without noticing that was what they were doing, or indeed without noticing that they did anything at all. Then somehow they acquired the capacities to ask why things happen. Okay. Again, I am confused. I am not sure if I know which is the right answer. I'll read the statements again. If I am able to identify even one incorrect statement, I will, based on that, eliminate choices. One very long time ago, ancestors were animals and simply did whatever came naturally without noticing that is that a typo or what is it? I don't know. Okay. Noticing that was what they were doing. No, this appears to be okay. So I will go ahead and say, because this seems to be put to ensure that we mark a wrong answer, so I will say B cannot be the wrong statement. So this and this cannot be the answer. Answer is either A or D or C or A. That would mean A definitely has to be incorrect. D is incorrect. I should have noticed they acquired the capacities, not capacity, capacity. Statement D is incorrect. So this or this is the answer. So these two are incorrect options. So answer is between A and B. Once, very long time ago, our ancestors were animals and simply did whatever came naturally without noticing that was what they were doing. Now it's a question of taking a chance. What should I mark? This opening does not look natural to me. Once, comma, very long time ago. Long time ago, ancestors were animals. I'll go with choice A. Not sure, but I'll take a chance. Okay. Again, another question of grammar. Plato, who was born in around 427 BC and died in 347 BC, was not the first important philosopher of ancient Greek civilization, but he is the first from whom a substantial body of complete works have come down to us. In the Indian tradition, the Vedas and many of the Upanishads are earlier, but of their authors and how they were composed, we knew next to nothing. Okay. So let me go through the statements again. Plato, who was born in or around 427 BC, died 340, was not the first important philosopher of ancient Greek civilization. But it is the first from whom a substantial body of complete works have come down to us, or complete work has come down to us. So if I say B is an incorrect statement, it is a part of three choices, does not help me at all. Okay. In the Indian tradition, the Vedas and many of the Upanishads are early. This is perfectly fine. So choice C cannot be a part of my answer. So I will say this cannot be the answer, this cannot be the answer. So that we have to choose between A and D. But of their authors and how they were composed, we know next to nothing. We know next to nothing. So D is incorrect. So choice B correct answer. Okay. Okay, choose the option that best captures the essence of the text. Of all the family newspaper appropriate socio-economic slurs, one of the most ubiquitous in the 80s and 90s is slowly on its way out in this millennium, yuppie. Okay. We have plenty of equivalents today, such as That Is 40 or nearly every other romantic comedy and TV's Togetherness and the recently departed Parenthood and How I Met Your Mother and most of the dramedies and sitcoms. They are organic buying, gym going, homeowning characters, however, aren't tagged as yuppies as deadly as those from the previous era were. It's not because they aren't from the narcissist upper middle class, they certainly are, but they look different now. Okay. So we need to find a summary or the statement that captures the essence of the text. This millennium is characterized by money obsessed trends. No, not money obsessed is not what has been talked about, so choice is incorrect. Has a lot in common with the money obsessed 1980s. Yeah, it is talked about, is it money obsessed 1980s? Slowly on organic buying, gym owning, however they can previously the upper middle class. Yeah, so money obsessed could be there, but let's go to okay. The millennium saw comeback of the money obsessed 1980s. No, it does not saw comeback. It just says there's lots of common. So that could be so choice C is unlikely to be the correct answer. This millennium is characterized by no. So this is missing out the connection with the 1980s. So the correct answer should be choice B. I was struck by not just the Silicon Valley's income disparity, but also by lack of compassion that wealthy tech workers sometimes displayed towards poor. Paul K. Pfeffer, professor of psychology and social behavior at the University of California, Irvine, believes that all money sloshing around the valley could make some tech executives unaware of their surroundings. He has conducted several social experiments that consistently show that when people gain access to money, their empathy towards the less fortunate falls, and at the same time their sense of entitlement and self-interest rises. Okay. Statement A. Again, we are looking for summary or the option which summarizes or makes sense of the text. Silicon Valley creates wealth at a staggering clip. It's not talking about creating wealth at a staggering clip. It has to be incorrect. Out of scope, I would say. Okay. Statement B. Silicon Valley exemplifies the assertion that access to money lowers the level of empathy with poor. Yes, this probably could be the answer, but let's move to the other choices. Choice C. Silicon Valley is an apt example to prove that people who are rich do not empathize with those who are poor. This also could be, in fact, B and C are very similar. Let's look at choice D. Silicon Valley has seen a steady increase in wealth and steady decline in philanthropy. Has it seen a steady increase in wealth? We don't know whether the wealth has increased or not. All we know is there's sufficient money floating around. So D cannot be the answer. The answer is either B or C. Let's go through the two again. Silicon Valley exemplifies the assertion that access to money lowers the level of empathy with the poor. Is an apt example to prove that people who are rich do not empathize much with those who are poor. It is, I think it is talking, let me just go through it. Yeah. He has conducted consistently show that people gain access to money, their empathy falls. Okay. It lowers the level. It talking about falls, so it lowers the level. Do not empathize, this cannot be the answer. It's talking about lowering of the level with increases in wealth. So choice B becomes the answer. Okay. Turkish voters, another one, choose an statement, captures the essence of the text. Turkish voters reasserted their commitment to democracy in Sunday's parliamentary elections, with more than 86% of them cast ballots, a level of participation much above the 57% posted by America in 2012. President Erdogan, an increasingly authoritarian leader, was denied a parliamentary majority while voting in significant numbers for party representing the Kurdish minority. Okay. Voters in the parliamentary election do not want president to come into power because of his authority. No, we cannot infer this, or rather it could be inferred maybe, but there's not the essence of the text. It is not because of his authoritarian nature, we don't know. Okay, so I will not be very keen to go with A. I think it is unnecessarily bringing in a new component. Choice B. Voters in the parliamentary elections came out in huge numbers to deny. This can be there because the difference between A and B is this is giving a reason, this is not giving a reason, and there is no specific reason attributed in the passage. So B could be the answer, but let's look at the subsequent statements. A great turnout of voters in the parliamentary election is an assertion of that. No. Voters in Turkey do not want an authority in this. No, the correct answer has to be choice B. Okay. 81. Read the following argument and answer the questions that follow. Isotopes of oxygen have a great advantage for scientists studying the shift in Earth's climate. Records of these isotopes in ocean sediments have established a strong connection between Earth's orbit and the periodicity of ice ages. Which of the following, if true, could be the reasons for the advantage mentioned in the passage? What is the advantage? Records of these isotopes have established strong connection between Earth's orbit and periodicity of ice ages. Okay. It is a global record as there is little variation in sedimentary specimens taken from different continents. This could be the answer, but let me just go through further. The records have shown that fluctuation global ice volume of past thousands of years have a pattern. Not sure about it. Statement 3. Isotopes records are very accurate. Yeah, isotopes records are very accurate could be the reason for the advantage mentioned. So 3 should definitely be a part of my answer. So A is incorrect, 1 and 3. This is incorrect, 3 only. So let me look at 1 again. It is a global record. Isotopes, as there has been a little variation in sedimentary specimens taken from different continents. Okay. Records of these isotopes. Okay, records of these isotopes have established. It's a global record, there is little variation. This can be the answer. Though I'm not 100% sure, I'm taking a chance. I will go with statement B. My small chance I have taken, but I think it should be okay. Next one. Problems of, okay, answer the question based on the argument. Problem of congestion on roads can be tackled in a cost-effective manner by providing effective public transport system within the cities. A successful plan in this direction would reduce the number of private vehicles on roads and would cost less than the cost involved in building flyovers to deal with the ever-expanding number of vehicles on road. Which of the following, if true, can be used to strengthen the above argument? A large number of cars on the roads belong to people who are traveling. No, this will in fact weaken. If they are traveling outside, then the public transport system within the city will not get impacted. Okay, so choice A is actually going to weaken the argument. Choice B, more than half the traffic on the road during peak hours belongs to office goers who travel at the same time every day and to the same destination. Such commuters will welcome. Yes, this could be the answer. Let's look at the other choices. An effective public transport system would entail a lot of spending in buying. No, this will actually weaken again. So choice D, many jobs are coming up on the suburbs, making it necessary for people to travel again outside the city. Not relevant, we have to restrict ourselves to within the city. So correct answer is choice B. Okay, another question of critical reasoning. Government has recently imposed restrictions on import of raw material for garments. These restrictions are going to hit only the small manufacturers of garments. The bigger ones are going to benefit at their cost by taking away business from them. If the following are true, which of them weakens the claim made? Well, so the claim is that the restrictions are going to hit the small manufacturers of garments and not the bigger ones, and the bigger ones will benefit. Many other countries follow suit with similar restrictions. This is not connected to the issue, so we can just eliminate this. Most of the small and big manufacturers of garments specialize in their kind of products, hence none can benefit from the loss of the other. So this will weaken the claim above. The claim is that the bigger one will gain. Choice B says they will not gain because they are each one of them own specialist products. So B can be the answer. Let's look at choice C. Small manufacturers already produce goods that are substandard. Incorrect. If the quality of product is good, consumers will buy. Again, not connected to the passage. Correct answer has to be choice B. 84. Okay. All the children who took special coaching for a month before the examinations did well in the examination. Thus, the special attention these children got during the coaching really helped them. Which one would weaken the above claim? The claim is that the special attention students got during the coaching helped them. Choice A. Students who did well after the coaching were doing well even before they started the coaching. Yeah, if they were doing well earlier also, then you cannot say that the coaching or the special attention helped them. So choice A should weaken the argument. Choice A can be the answer. Let us look at subsequent choices. None of the students who did not take coaching did as well as those who took coaching. This will actually strengthen the argument. So choice B cannot be the answer. Choice C, the children who took coaching had to work very hard, is relevant. The results of these children deteriorated as soon as the coaching stopped. This will strengthen the argument, not weaken. We are looking through something because if the results deteriorated after coaching, that means coaching help them improve. So correct answer has to be choice A. Okay. So that means I have done the verbal logic part. Let me go and do the RC form. Now before doing RC, I will open the question paper again and go to the RC passages. Okay. And based on the RC passages, I will decide which one to attempt. I will start by saying let me do first two RC passages. Okay. I will first look at doing two RC passages. One, go to slide. Let me go to the slide 51. So I'm opening the question paper and going to the RC section. And let me see what the RC passages are. Okay, the first RC passage I can see is about Monet, painter, not painting, etc. Philosophy is not something I'm very happy with. So, okay, postmodernism I can pick out. Okay, so first RC passage is on painting. Okay, what about the next one? About Manet. Okay, and okay, let me do it here. It will be probably easier for you to understand. So when I'm looking at it, I'm saying okay, 1, 2, 3, 2.5. Length of the passage is 2.5. I'll keep noting this down on a piece of paper with me. So 51 to 54 I have noted down is passage 1, 2.5 slides, and on Monet the painter. Okay. Okay. What next is death. Passage 2 is 55 to 58. Now death is not necessarily a failure. Etc. John Smith, 1,000 millions, 50-pound notes. The moment he sees death approach, etc. Okay, he knows his death will make room for birth. Okay, practice as well ignorance, insane self-conceit. Okay, this is about death. Okay, I don't have any specific opinion on this one. This is a short passage, only 2 slides or less than 2 slides actually, but I am not sure if I want to do it. Passage 1 again I am not very comfortable with, but let me look at 59 to 62, the third passage. Ablest and most highly cultivated people continue to discuss religion with sex. Okay, exaggerate says even an excuse of bad manners, it tempers about sex and the fact that it is not discussed. Okay, I think this can be taken up. Sex education seems to be the feeling to be taught by unqualified elders. The dogmatic objection. Okay, I think this. Okay, it's just a little over two passages, 2 pages, 2 slides. Okay, so can also be considered. And then the last passage was insurers tend to about insurance US healthcare system. Okay, healthcare system is what is I can see out here. Yeah, acute inpatient discharges, for example. Okay. I think this is about healthcare system. Short passage, a little over 167 to 70, little over 1 slide. I think this is what I will start with. So let me just first do this one. Then I look at the sex education and the maybe the death one. Okay, but let me start with this one. I'm not very happy with the passages out here. I'm not really getting a good feel reading these passages. But let me start here. Okay, so 250. So 35 minutes have passed as far as this paper is concerned. Okay. Insured individuals tend to enter US healthcare system through a, where is the marker? Insured individuals tend to enter US healthcare system through a primary care provider, though with some kind of insurance. Individuals may go directly to a specialist. Okay, though with some kind of insurance. Uninsured individuals often do not have a regular primary care provider, but instead visit community health centers which provide primary care for low income, uninsured and minority populations, and hospital emergency rooms for their health care, which hinders continuity of care. Due to out-of-pocket costs, they may be reluctant or unable to seek out specialty, surgical or inpatient care unless they need emergency care. Emergency department hospitals that receive payments from Medicare, which is nearly all hospitals in US, are required by law to provide care to anyone needing emergency treatment until they are stable. Retail clinics and pharmacies, large stores are also emerging as places to go for treatment for minor medical conditions. The number of acute inpatient discharges and length of stay have fallen over the past decades, with more and more acute care services such as surgery being performed on an outpatient basis. For example, in 2010, more than 3/4 of all surgeries were provided in an outpatient setting. Mental health services are also shifted predominantly from inpatient to outpatient, accompanied by substantially increased use of pharmaceuticals and reduction in provision of psychopathy. The utilization of post-acute care services such as rehabilitation, intermittent home care, and subacute care has increased over the past decade due to the financial need for hospitals to discharge patients not requiring acute care. Palliative care is received mostly through hospice service, either in patient's home or in a hospital nursing home or in the institutional setting. Hospice care has increased due to expansion of Medicare benefits in 83. The informal caregiver, usually family or friends, plays an important role in United States healthcare. 23% of Americans provide some kind of informal care. Okay, so let's go to the questions now. 67. Which of the following would be the main reason why uninsured individuals will be unable to seek specialty medical services? Okay. They receive treatment only from community health services that do not provide specialist services. I think it was money, if I remember correctly. They have to pay for specialty medical services out of their pocket. Yes, uninsured individuals, they had to pay from their, so this should be the answer, but let me just look at the other choices. They receive specialty medical care only when no, and as compared to insured, they have to make, they are made to pay more than the normal cost. They are not made to pay, they don't want to pay, choice B becomes the answer. Okay. Next one, from the passage, it can be inferred that insured individual can seek treatment in hospital by contacting their insurers first. I think yes, but let me just go back. An insurer cannot refuse the medical insurance claim of anyone who has been in an emergency. Okay, medical insurance helps an individual obtain primary as well as specialist care. A retail clinic can help an uninsured person obtain medical treatment. 68. Okay. Insured individuals can seek treatment in a hospital by contacting their insurer first. Let me just quickly go through. I'm not sure. Okay. Let me quickly go through this thing. Insured individuals tend to some kind of insurance. Individual may go directly to a specialist. Okay, they may go directly to a specialist. So what is the question? Can seek treatment by contacting the insurance first. Do they need to contact the insurance first, or they can go directly? May go directly, they can't. So statement A is incorrect. Actually, statement A is incorrect. Insurer cannot refuse medical insurance claim to anyone who has been in emergency. I don't think I saw this, but I still want to be sure. Okay, where do we have this uninsured minority? Okay, uninsured. I don't see the word anywhere as such. Retail clinics are for minor conditions, okay? No, I can't infer. Insurer cannot refuse. I don't think I can infer this from anywhere, so this should not be the answer. Medical insurance helps an individual obtain primary as well as specialist care. This is definitely there. This only for retail clinic was only minor, only for minors. So most probably C is the answer. Medical insurance can help an individual obtain primary as well as specialist care. Yes, because they don't have to pay for it. Okay. 69. It can be inferred from the passage that the shift of health services from inpatient to outpatient has been due to increased availability of medicines and counseling systems. Let me just have a glass of water. Yeah. Increased availability of medicine and counseling services to support home medical care system. Did we mention home medical care system? I don't think so, but I'll still look at the last passage. Availability of home medical care services for patients. Okay. The easy access and affordability of home medical care professional and services. The need to reduce the financial burden of patients who don't need heightened care on hospitals. I'm not sure, I will have to go back. shift from health services from inpatient to outpatient. Health services from inpatient to outpatient. What is the reason? Okay. With more acute care services such as being performed on outpatient, more than 3/4 of surgeries are provided in an outpatient setting. Okay. Mental health services have shifted due to increased use of pharmaceutical and reduction in provision of the utilization of post-acute care services, such as rehabilitation. It's a acute case care has increased over the past decade due to financial need for hospital discharge patients not requiring acute care. Is this guy? I'm not sure. I don't think I got the answer. I'll leave this question because I have not got the answer. Question 70. Which of the following option would correctly present the significance of the last sentence? Okay. What was the last sentence? Palliative care is received. Okay. The informal caregiver, usually family member, plays an important role. 23% of Americans provide some form of informal care. Okay. It indicates a weakness in the argument presented by the author. It adds to the supplementary point to the argument in the last paragraph. Okay. It provides an illustration that aims at highlighting the argument. It aims to fill a gap in reasoning present. I don't think it is D or A. Let's see B and C. Indicates a weakness. No, there is no weakness in the argument. Okay. So effectively talked about shifting it to home, and if shifting it to home, home, that means he talked about the home care. The informal home care is what he was talking about. So an illustration, it's not an example. Last statement is not an example. So illustration, that means this adds a supplementary point to the argument in the last paragraph. Let's just confirm it should be the same thing. Last paragraph about shifting palliative care is received most hospital service either patient's home or in hospital. Yeah, I think it is just extending as a supplementary point. I will go with choice B. Okay. So I've done the one paragraph, one passage. The other passages were Monmouth was there. Then I had the one on death and the one on sex education. Let me take the sex education passage first and look at the others after. Look at any other after that. So that was 59 to 62. Okay. Okay. That's okay. The ablest and most so I have taken 45 minutes already. It's been high time, so I have to take 80. So 50, 30. I have 35 minutes more. Not more than 10 minutes is what I can use here. Ableist and the most highly cultivated people continue to discuss religion, politics, and sex. It is hardly an exaggeration to say that they discuss nothing else with fully awakened interest. Commoner and less cultivated people, even when they form societies for discussion, make a rule that politics and religion are not to be mentioned. Okay. And take it for granted that no decent person would attempt to discuss sex. The three subjects, politics, religion, and sex, are feared because they rouse the crude passions which call for furious gratification and murder and rapine at worst, and at best lead to quarrels and undesirable states of consciousness. Even when this excuse of bad manners, ill temper, and brutishness for what it comes to compels us to accept it from those adults amongst whom political and theological discussion does not matter of fact lead to the drawing of knives and pistols, and sex discussion leads to obscenity. It has no application to children except as an imperative reason for training them to respect other people's opinion and to insist on respect for their own. In these, as in other important matters which are equally dangerous. For example, money. And in any case, there are decisive reasons, superior like the reasons for suspending conventional reticence between doctor and patient to all considerations of mere decorum, for giving proper instruction in the facts of intimacy. Those who object to it, not counting coarse people who thoughtlessly seize every opportunity of affecting and parading the affectitious delicacy, are in fact advocating ignorance as a safeguard against precocity. If ignorance were practicable, there would have been something to be said for it is up to age at which ignorance is a danger of instead of a safeguard. Even as it is, it seems undesirable that any special emphasis should be given to the subject, whether by way of delicacy and poetry or too impressive warning. But the plain fact is that in refusing to allow the child to be taught by qualified, unrelated elders, the patient shrinks from the lesson, even when they are otherwise qualified, because their own relation to the child makes the subject impossible between them. We are virtually arranging to have our children taught by other children in guilty secrets and unclean jests. And that settles the question for all sensible people. The dogmatic objection, the sea and instinctive taboo, which rules the subject out together as indecent, has no age limit. It means that at no matter what age a woman consents to a proposal of marriage, she should do so in ignorance of the relation she is undertaking. When this actually happens, and apparently it does happen oftener than what seems possible, a horrid fraud is practiced on both the man and the woman. He is led to believe that she knows that she is promising, and that he is in no danger of finding himself bound to a woman to whom he is eugenically antipathic. She contemplates nothing but such affectionate relation as may exist between her and her nearest kinsman, and has no knowledge of condition which, if not foreseen, must come as an amazing revelation and a dangerous shock, ending possibly in the discovery that the marriage has been an irreparable mistake. Nothing can justify such a risk. There may be people incapable of understanding that the right to know all there is to know about oneself is a natural human right that sweeps away all pretense of others to tamper with one's consciousness in order to produce what they choose to consider a good character. But they must here go to the plain mischievousness of entrapping people into contracts on which the happiness of their whole lives depends, without letting them know what they are undertaking. Okay. Now let's go to the questions. The author is likely to exhibit which of the following: the less cultivated mind, the less the courage there is to face important subjects. Courage, I am not sure. Okay. B. We often see the abuse of authority to keep people in ignorance and error. The ordinary man dislikes having his mind unsettled, his passions awakened, both A and B. Okay. We often see abuse of authority to keep people. I don't know, this was not the one. So if B is incorrect, D will also be incorrect. The less cultivated mind, the less courage there is to face important subjects. Did it mention that? I don't think so. The ordinary man dislikes having his mind unsettled, his passions awakened. Yes, that is right, because and hence politics, religion, and sex are not discussed. I will go with choice C, 59. Question 60. Which of the following can be inferred from the passage? Subject of sex is suppressed because it's a taboo. Yes, that is what is talked about. Young girls need protection from this. No, not B. A could be the answer. The consent to marry can be given only when one has knowledge of sex. That is what he wants should happen, but consent should be given. Had the word been there, this would have been okay, but this is incorrect. A relationship cannot be realized if the details of it are suppressed. Again, it's a more legal point, but what can be inferred from the passage? I will say the subject of sex is suppressed because it's a taboo. What D I think? Let me just look at D again. A relationship cannot be realized. No, it may not be realized. It cannot is a wrong word. It could have been, may not be. Okay, 61. Why is it important for children to be taught by qualified unrelated adults? Related adults might not be qualified, incorrect. Why? It is qualified and unrelated. Relationship of the child with the adult is reticent. Not necessarily, it may or may not be reticent. Okay. So incorrect. The discussion can be free and without reserve if done with an unrelated adult. Possible, all of the above. Okay. So I am more inclined towards C, but let me look at maybe taught by, because there is an all of the above. So I want to be very sure that, because even if one out of A or B is correct, I could. Okay, let me just go back to the passage. I think B is the one where it had talked about the gap between the adult and the child. The relationship of the child with a related adult is, that is in 61. Yeah, I can see this here. But the plain fact is, refusing to qualified unrelated adult, the parent shrinks from the lesson. Okay. The child makes subject impossible between them. So the reticent is, that's right. We are virtually arranging Okay. So actually, B also would be correct. That means, okay. Parent may not be qualified. Yes, okay, but that's fine. So the correct answer will be D. So while I started by C, because there is a choice called all of the above, I wanted to be sure and realize that B is also correct. So I decided mark all of them. Okay. 62. Which of the following has not been discussed as the aim of sex education? To be able to differentiate between accurate and inaccurate information, I think it has been. To be able to understand the moral and cultural framework of the society as a function of sex education? No, I don't think so. But let me look at the to be able to make an informed choice, yes, that talks about with respect to the marriage. To be able to correct formed attitudes and beliefs, that is right. I'll go with choice B. To be able to understand moral and cultural framework, this has not been discussed at all. Okay, so 2 passages done. How much time I have got? I've got 15 minutes, 53 minutes done. I have got 25 odd minutes. So let me go into the LR passages. LR6. If I am able to do it, then great. If I have time in the end, I'll come back and do the passage on death. So again, I will open the. I'll go to the. Okay, let me not open the question paper. Let me go to the slides of. Okay. Okay. So let us see what are the data sets like. Okay, 84, 85. I'll just take the rough sheet again because I'll keep noting down what the various kind of data sets are. The first is a tournament. 85 to 88 is a tournament which is not my favorite area. I am not very comfortable, but this looks like something which is doable. Wimbledon, 64 top ranked players. Okay, I have not rejected, but this is not my favorite area. So tournament. Okay. Next is a vending machine having 5 switches. Okay. Different kind of data set from what I have done possibly can be looked at, that 2 different rings coming from each one of them. So then we have the machine, the Coke machine. Let me write it down. I've written down Coke machine 189 to 92. Okay, different kind of data set from what I have normally seen. Okay, so normal arrangement questions. Question 93 to 96 is an arrangement question, 8 people seated, and importantly I can see that the amount of data out here is not huge. There are 4 statements, 8 positions, this should not be difficult. Okay, so definitely I would like to do the seating arrangement of these 3 people. So seating arrangement is my first preference as of now. Okay, and last 97 to 100 literature, etc. Okay, huge amount of data and not in points, which makes my life a little difficult. So let me just do the 2 first, or rather seating arrangement first. Then I decide to do either the machine or the tournament or this one. But the first one I will look at doing is the seating arrangement. Okay. Below additional facts on how they occupy seats. Who are the people? 6 boys. Cat, Prem, Rahul, Ravi, Ajay, Akash, and 2 girls, Pooja and Ash, are sitting around the dining table with their numbered chairs as follows. Cat, Prem, Rahul, Ravi, 2 girls, Pooja, Ash. 2 girls are sitting opposite sides of the table, but they are not sitting opposite each other, and neither of them sitting on the corner seats. So Pooja and Ash are not in the corner seats. That means they could be on 2-3 or 7-6. One on 2-3, one on 7-6. And they are not sitting opposite here, so they have to be diagonal. So it has to be either this way or this way for Pooja and Ash. Akash is sitting on seat number 4. That is good. AKASH. Akash is sitting on seat number 4. Rahul and Kaif are sitting on the same. I'm sorry, Akash. Sorry, I missed statement 2. Ravi and Prem are sitting on diagonally opposite corner seats. That means Ravi and Prem should be 1 and 5 because Akash is 4. So let me write here Ravi / Prem. And similarly out here, this is Ravi / Prem. So Ravi and Prem are out here. Neither of them. So this also has taken. Rahul and Kaif are sitting on the same side but not adjacent to each other. Now that means Rahul and Prem have to be here because Rahul and Prem are on the same side but not adjacent. That means if they are on this side, they will have to be in 2-3. So Rahul and Kaif. Rahul slash Kev, and 6 has to be Rahul slash Kev. That means Pooja or Ash have to be either 3 or 7. So Pooja or Ash are 3-7, Ravi Prem are 1-5, Rahul Kev are 8 and 6. So one person is left. Who's that one person left? Kev, Prem, I think, Rahul, yes, Ravi, yeah, Ajay. Ajay is left. So Ajay has to be out here. Okay, now let me look at on which seat is Ajay sitting. Ajay is sitting on seat number 2. Next question. Rahul and Pooja are sitting on opposite sides. On which seat is Ash sitting? Rahul and Pooja on opposite sides. So Rahul is here. Rahul is here. So that means Pooja has to be here. So Ash will be 7. Ash will be then 7. Ash will be 7. On which who is sitting on number 8? Number 8, who was it? Number 8 is either Rahul or Kev. It can be either Rahul or Kev. So the answer has to be cannot be determined. Which of the following pairs of person can never sit adjacent to each other? Okay, let me just write down separately and go back to the table. It is Ajay Ash, Ajay and Ash. Second is Kev and Pooja. Third is Ravi and Ash. Fourth is none of these. Okay, so I've written this on a rough sheet so that I don't. So the choices are who cannot be sitting next to each other: Ajay and Ash. Ajay is here, Ash could be here. So Ajay and Ash cannot be the answer. The other was so Ajay and Ash has to be incorrect. Next is Kev and Pooja. Kev and Pooja. So Kev can be either 6 or 8 and Pooja can be here. So they could be sitting together. So can never be sitting together. These two can be seen. Third is Ravi and Ash. Ravi and Ash. Where's Ravi? Ravi will be either here or here. So Ravi and Ash cannot be sitting together. 96 Ravi and Ash. Okay, that's good. So one set done. Now do I go for this one? Looks. We wrote in Marathi. Okay, who's the Tamil writer? All three. No, none of these choices. Let me look at the other one also. Yeah, let me not do something which I have not done earlier, or should I take my chance here? How much piece of data that paragraph seems very intimidating, so I'm not very happy with that. Okay, let me go to the paragraph. Do that. If I have time after that, I'll come back and look at this one. Okay, 6 writers A, B, C, D, E, F made their contribution literature in the form of at least one genre out of poem, novel, and drama. Each of them learned only one language. 2 belong to 17th century. So 17th century. There are 2 people. 3 in the 19th century. 19th century has 3 people, and 1 in the 20th century. So there's 1 person in the 20th century. So that makes it 6 people. A, B, C, D, E, F. 4 of them are poets. So poets. 4 of them are poets. 3 novelists and 3 dramatists. 3 novelists and 3 dramatists. 1 contributed to Bengali. So many variables. So we have a Bengali. 1 contributed to Bengali. 1 Tamil. 2 each Hindi, Marathi. 1 Bengali, 1 Tamil. Hindi is 2 and Marathi is again 2. Of the 2 Marathi novels, 1 contributed to poetry only, and the light has gone off. Okay, I'll just pause this. The moment light is back, I'll restart this. Okay, so just let me just pause it here. Okay, let's start. It's back now. Okay, so of the where was I? Yeah, of the two Marathi writers, one contributed to poetry only, and the other contributed to poetry, novel, and drama. So Marathi writers, one is poetry, other is poetry, novel, and drama. Okay. Only the Hindi and Tamil writers belong to the 19th century. So 19 is the two Hindi and Tamil. So Hindi plus Tamil is 19th century. All three of them are taken care of. Okay. One of the Hindi writers contributed to poetry and novel only. Hindi is poetry and novel only. Okay. One of the Hindi writers poetry and novel only. While the Tamil writer contributed to novels and drama only. So Tamil is novels and drama. Novel and drama. The Bengali writer belonged to 17th century. So you have the Bengali one out here. Okay. Bengali writers in century and contributed to poetry only. Okay. So it is poetry only. Yeah. While the while the Tamil writer contributed to novels and drama only. I'm sorry. A belonged to 20th century, was only a poet. Okay, let me just write it down here. So we have A, B, C, D, E, F. The first thing I need is the language. Okay. So what we have the language. Then the next thing is poetry, novel, and drama. What is it that they are doing? Okay. Then we have the year or the century. Okay. So it says A belonged to 20th century. A belonged to 20th century, was only a poet. He is only a poet, nothing else. Okay. And was only a poet. B wrote drama only. B is drama only. C wrote in Marathi. C wrote in Marathi. D was a Hindi poet. D is poet in Hindi. D is a poet in Hindi. And he was a Hindi poet and novelist of 19th century. I'm sorry, of 19th century. Okay. And F contributed to, what about E? Okay, nothing about E. And F contributed to poetry only. F is again poetry only. Okay, so what do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3 poets taken care of, but we have 4. We need to have 4 poets. And let me just go through the earlier data also, which is written out here. 2 belong to 70. Okay, so the Marathi one is only a poet, one is poet, novelist, and dramatist. Tamil one is a novel and drama. Okay, so he cannot be Tamil. Sorry, F cannot be Tamil. A, B, so that means E has to be Tamil. So Tamil, let me just go back. Yeah, the Tamil is F has to be Tamil. That means he has to be novel and drama. And novel and drama, and the Tamil person is 19th century, so they should be 19th century. Okay. 20th century Marathi, there are 2 people. Okay. Okay. So that means what we have done is we have taken care of 1 Hindi, 1 Tamil. So 1 Marathi and Okay, but there was one Marathi who's only a poet. One Marathi who's only a poet, so it could be either A or F. Okay, let me just go through it again. Bengali writer. Bengali belonged to 17th century. So Bengali 17th century and poet only. What's this? I'm sorry. Bengali contributed to poem only and he's 17th century. So Bengali is one and poem only. So this has to be 17th century and this has to be Bengali. And out of the Marathi, one Marathi has to be here because he's poem only, which is the one out here. So two Marathi done, that means he has to be Hindi. Okay. That means one Marathi is poem only, so he has to be poem, novel and drama. And Hindi and Tamil are all 19th century. So I got 1, 2, where's the third Hindi? That there's a third Hindi. So three 19th century done, 1 20th century done, one more has to be 17th century. I hope that completes it. So let me just check up. 4 poets, 1, 2, 3, 4 poets, 1, 2, 3 novelists, 3 dramatists. Okay, great. B wrote in, now B wrote in Hindi. B wrote in Hindi. Who's the Tamil writer? Tamil writer is E. Which genre of literature did C contribute to? C contributed to poetry, novel and drama. Poetry, novel, drama, all three. Okay, and who among the following belong to 19th century ABF? 19th century B is 19th century. B is 19th century. So I've done 2 sets, 143, so that makes it 50, 67. I had planned to 15 minutes gone there and 17 minutes, 67 minutes, and I need 90 minutes. Okay, so I have another 12 odd minutes. Now, which means let me go back to the. I will not go to RC. I would rather do another set of LR. So let me have a look at the 2 LR sets. Okay, and the tournament also. Let me first look at the tournament, because while tournament is not my favorite area, I find every time in the tournament set there is one odd question which can be done without too much of an effort. So let me hunt for that one and move on with it. Wimbledon 2014 top 64 ranked from 1 to 64 players participated. The first round, first match was played between top ranked and first and the lowest. Okay. Second match was between second and 63rd rank and so on and so forth. In the next round, winner 1 played with match 32. Okay. This pattern continued in the subsequent rounds as well till the final. When a lower ranked player beats a higher ranked player, it's called an upset. Okay, question 85. If there was no upset in the first and third rounds, then and all matches in the second round were upsets, the highest ranked player in the who could win the final. Okay, no upset in the first round, that means rank 1 to 32 will make it, and that means the first 1 to 16 will play here, and this will be 17 to 32. 17 to 32 will play this way, and they are upsets. That means all of these will lead. That means the highest ranked player left in the play will be 17. So none of these. Highest ranked player would win the final. Yeah, 1 to 16 have vanished in round 2. That means this. Okay. If a player ranks 54 each is now I need to work. Okay, let me look at the other one also. If a player ranks 16 each semi-finals, 16, 54. Okay, if the winner Federer was among the top ranked player, I think I'll leave this. I'll leave this set. One done. Let me just try and solve this one. Okay. Others will take time. Well, this one, if I get it, I can get all 4-5 questions directly. Vending machine having 5 switches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When operated, dispenses Coke, 7-Up, Milka, Miranda's, Pepsi, depending on which drink is turned on. The machine is such that each switch dispenses 2 different drinks, and each drink is dispensed by 2 different switches. If 2 or more switches are turned on, the common drink, if any, nullifies each other and would not come out at all. Okay. To get the drink that one wants, she has to turn on the right combination of switches, put in the money and press the delivery button. Okay, then we have the additional information. Okay, let's go and solve it. So each drink will come from two switches and each switch will give us two drinks, and the common drink, if any, gets cancelled out. 1, 3, we get 7 Up and Miranda. If it's 1 and 3 we get 7 Up and Miranda, that means one of them will give us 7 Up, one of them will give us Miranda. So let me write it down. It's this 7 Up and stroke Miranda, and let me just erase this. Okay, 2, 4, 5 we get 7 Up Miranda again. The pointer vanishes with that, unfortunately. Let me get the pointer so that we don't have a problem. Okay, back with the pointer. Okay, now I won't erase anything. Okay, 1, 3 we get 7 Up and Miranda. Okay, 2, 4, 5 we get again 7 Up and Miranda. 2, 4, 5, 6 drinks. That means there has to be 3 common between the two. Okay. Okay, so 1, 2 we get Coke and Pepsi. Okay, 1 and 2 again, that means Coke and Pepsi. 1, 4 we get Limca, Coke, Miranda and Pepsi. Okay, so 1, 4 there's nothing in common. 1 and 4 there's nothing in common is what we get. We get Limca, Coke, Miranda, Pepsi. Okay. 1, 3 we get 7 Up and Miranda. So 7 Up, 7 and Miranda, and 1, 3 again 7 and Miranda. 1 and 2 we get Coke and Pepsi. So Coke slash Pepsi, Coke slash Pepsi. So we can get Coke, Miranda, so we cannot get Limca out here. Okay, because it can be either 7 Up Miranda from this or okay. 1, 4 we get, okay, 3, 4, 5 we get Coke and Pepsi. 2, 3, 5 we get, oh, statement 7. Switches 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 do not supply 7 Up. 1 does not supply 7 Up. 2 does not supply Limca. Very good. 3 does not supply Coca-Cola. 4 does not supply Miranda. And 5 does not supply Pepsi. Great. So between 7 Up and Miranda, 7 Up will not come from 1. That means Miranda will come from 1 and 7 Up will come from 3. So that is good. Okay. Now Coke and Pepsi will come from, so one statement 1 has been taken care of. Statement 3 says 1 and 2 we get Coke and Pepsi. So Coke, Pepsi here, either of them Coke and Pepsi, okay. Not taken care of it this early. 1 and 2 we get Coke or Pepsi. Okay. Okay. 1 and 4 we get Limca, Coke, Mirinda and Pepsi. That means Limca, Coke, Mirinda, Pepsi. Mirinda will come from 1. Limca, Coke and Pepsi. Limca will have to then come from 4 because Limca cannot come from 1, so Limca will have to come from 4. Okay, so Limca will come from 4. Coke and Pepsi between 1 and 4 again. So Coke and Pepsi is 1 and 4, and 1 and 2 we get Coke and Pepsi. So 1 and 4 cannot have Coke in common because 1 and 2 I get Coke and Pepsi, and 1 and 4 again we get Coke and Pepsi. Okay, let me just come back to it. That means we are left with Coke and Pepsi again between 1 and 4. So we can say 1, 4 have to be Coke slash Pepsi, and also 1, 2 have to be Coke slash Pepsi. Okay. 3, 4, 5 we get Coke and Pepsi. 3, 4, 5 we get Coke and Pepsi. That means 3, 4, 5 we get Coke and Pepsi. That again means Coke and Pepsi will not be common between 3, 4, 5. We get Coke and Pepsi. Now let me look at these. 1. Okay, let me just come back. 2, 3, 5 we get Limca, Coke, Mirinda and Pepsi. 2, 3, 5 get Limca, Coke, Mirinda and Pepsi. Okay, so if I get Coke from 1, 2, 3, 5 we get 7 Up and Mirinda. Okay, 2, 3, 5 this statement. 2, 3, 5 we get 7 Up and Mirinda. This is 2, 3, 5. So 2, 3, 5 we get 7 Up and Mirinda. 2, 3, 5. 5 and Mirinda. Oh, 7 Up cannot come from 3 because 2, 3, 5 if we have it, that means 7 Up is coming from 3. That means 2 and 5 cannot have Mirinda. Sorry, 7 Up. So yes, because if they had 7 Up, 7 Up would have got cancelled out. So 2 and 5 cannot have 7 Up. That means 7 Up will come from switch 4. 7 Up will come from switch 4. Okay. So the two 7 Ups have been taken care of, and that means switch 4 also has been taken care of completely. Okay. So what are we left with now? Okay, 2, 3, 5, and similarly Mirinda 2, 4, 5. Only one of them can give Mirinda between 2, 4 and 5. 4 cannot. In any case, that means either 2 or 5. Okay, either 2 or 5. Okay. It has to be either 2 or 5. 2, 3, 5. We get Limca, Coke, Mirinda, Pepsi. Let me look at this again. 2, 3, 5. 2, 3, 5. We get Limca, Coke, Mirinda, Pepsi. 3, 4, 5. We get Coke and Pepsi. Okay, 4 you cannot get Coke. So 3 and 5 is Coke or Pepsi. Three, 4, 5. So 4 cannot give me Coke. So 3 and 5, one will give Coke and one will give Pepsi. 5, okay, great. So 3 and 5, one will give Coke and one will give Pepsi. Since Pepsi cannot come from 5, it will have to come from 3. Pepsi will have to come from 3. And that means Coke will have to come from 5. Coke will have to come from 5. Okay, so this also goes out, this also goes out. Yeah. So 1 and 4 give us Coke. 1 does not have Coke, that means, 4 does not have Coke, that means 1 will give me Coke. Okay. And if 1 is giving me Coke, that means 4 should give me Pepsi. I have made a mistake somewhere. 5. I think to have made a mistake somewhere. For 1, 2 is Coke and Pepsi. 1 is Coke and 4 will be Pepsi. 1 is 4. I'll have to do this again, unfortunately. I'll have to remove. I have wasted a lot of time, but let me quickly see if I can do something with it. Let me just quickly go through it all over again. 1 and 3 we get 7 of Mirinda, so this is 7 or Mirinda. 1 and 3 is 7 or Mirinda, but let me use statement 7 first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 do not supply 7 Up, Limca. Coca-Cola does not come from 3. 4 does not give me Mirinda, and 5 does not give me Pepsi. Great. 1, 3 we get 7 Up and Mirinda. So 1, 3 we get 7 Up and Mirinda. 1 will not give me 7 Up, that means 1 will give me 7 Up, Mirinda, and 3 will give me 7 Up. Okay. 1, 3 we get 7 Up and Mirinda. 1, 2 we get Coke and Pepsi. So the common drink between 1 and 2. So 7 Up Mirinda has been taken care of. 1, 2 gives us Coke and Pepsi. 1 and 2 give us Coke and Pepsi. Okay. So between 1, 2 we get Coke. Only one of them will give me Coke. Another will give me Pepsi. Okay. 1, 4 gives us Limca, Coke. 1 and 4 is Limca, Coke, Mirinda, and Pepsi. So 1 will give me Mirinda. So this is 1. What about 4? 1 and 4. Mirinda will not come from here. Okay, Limca, Coke, and Pepsi. Okay. 1 is 7 Up. Okay. 2 is Coke. 2 is Limca. 3 is Coke. 4 is Mirinda. 5 is Pepsi. Okay. Okay, 1 and 4 we get Limca, Coke, Mirinda, Pepsi. So 1 will give me Mirinda. Either Coke or Pepsi will come from 1. Either Coke or Pepsi, that means Limca will come from 4. Yeah. Limca will come from 4. Limca will come from 4. So Limca has to come from 4. Limca comes from 4. That is fine. Okay. Okay. 1 and 2 we get Coke, Pepsi. Anything else? 2, 4, 5 we get 7 Up Mirinda. Okay. 2, 4, 5 we get 7 Up. If we get 7 up, some 2, 4, 5, 5, okay, and Mirinda. 2, 4, 5, 7 up and Mirinda, 2, 4, 5. No Mirinda out here, so 2 would have, okay. 3, 4, 5, Coke and Pepsi. Again, 3, 4, 5 is Coke and Pepsi. 3 does not give me Coke. 4, okay, 5 does not give me Pepsi. So one of them is Mirinda, one of, okay, let's see. 2, 3, 5 we get Limca Coke. 2, 3, 5 we get Limca Coke, Mirinda, Pepsi. Mirinda 2, Limca cannot come from 2. It can come from 3, it can come from 5. I don't think I am getting it. I'll take a couple of minutes extra and then go. Then if I don't get it, I'll just move on to quant. I'll go through it again. 1 and 3 we get 7 up Mirinda, that is fine. 2, 4, 5 we give 7 up and Mirinda. 2, 4, 5 gives us 7 up. 2, 4, 5 gives us 7 up, will come from here or here. Has to be one of them. 2, 4, 5 has to be any 2, 4, 5, 2, 4 or 5. Will give us, it could be 4 also. 2, 4, 5 can be 7 up, okay. And Mirinda again is 2, 4, 5. I am not able to eliminate anything. Okay. 1, 4 is Limca, Coke, Mirinda, Pepsi. And 1 and 4 is 1 and 4 again is 4 is Coke and Pepsi. Okay. 3, 4, 5 Coke, Pepsi. 2, 3, 5. 2, 3, 5 we get Limca, Coke, Pepsi, Mirinda. What am I missing out somewhere? Definitely missing out. I think it would be best for me to leave and come back later. Okay, let me just go back to quant now. Okay, go to slide. Slide. Let me just start with quant. I have taken a couple of extra minutes for quant from there. Maybe I should not have done it, but that's fine. Okay, now let me start with this one. A shopkeeper sells rice at a markup of 22.22%. That means if it is for 9, he's selling it for 11. 2 by 9 is 22.2. However, to all his customers purchasing 10 kg or more of rice, he gives 1 kg free. And to all his customers getting 20, he gives 2 kg of rice. Particular day, 6 customers purchased so much kgs. What is the shopkeeper's approximate net profit? So let me assume that the CP is equal to 9 and SP is equal to 6, that 11, sorry. So he's given 2, 10, 15, 9, 25 and 50. 50, 75, 85, 90, 100, 111. So this is 111 kg. It is what he'll get paid for his 111 kg into 11. And what is he giving extra? For purchasing 10 kg or more, he gives 1 kg rice free. 1 kg rice will come here, and 20 kg or more, he gives 2 kg rice. So another 2 kg goes here. Oh, 1 kg rice here also. So it's 2 to 4, 5, 6. So it's 107. His cost is 117 into 9. So so what should the answer be? This has to be 37. 3 3s are 9. 17, 37 into 11, 370. 370 plus 37 is 407. 407 upon 117 into 3, 351. So 351. So profit percentage should be equal to 56 upon 351, which is greater than 15%. So the correct answer has to be round 1 question. Next question. F alpha be a real valued function such that A alpha, F alpha is equal to A alpha, where A is a non-zero constant, Fxy and Fx plus y indicate sides of right angle triangle, then what is the area of the right angle triangle? Right, round one question typically. So sides are Fx, Fy, so sides are A alpha, A under root alpha, I am sorry, A under root x and A under root y. What is the area of triangle? Half A square under root xy, under root xy. So let's check the choices. So what would choice A make it? A by 2 under root xy. So choice A becomes the answer. But let me just check. Oh no, no, that's fine. A square. But what about the last one? A by 2 A square. Oh. Oh, A or D? D. How? What was I doing? Half A into A square. Okay. What have I done? Is it A or D? Let me just do it again. This is Fxy is A under root x. Fx is A under root x. Is Fx. Okay. And the sides of the right angle triangle, so what is the area of the triangle? Half base into height, half into A square upon xy. Yeah, I should mark D. What have I done? Did I do something wrong out here? A square y. Okay, I confused out here. Let me just check out how could I. The constant. A by 2. If xy will be A by 2, yeah, it should be D. I'm sorry, why I don't know. So correct answer should be D. N is an even number in the decimal system. S is the sum of dates of n when it is written in base 7. S is sum of dates. S is certainly should be even. So 2 in base 10 will still be 2 in base 7. Let's say even number. 8 in base 10 will be 1 in base 7. So the sum of dates is 2. 2. So it can certainly be even. Even is fine. It cannot be out composite. It could be 2 also, it could be, so it need not be composite, it could be prime. For example, here we are getting 2. Okay, choice A. Again, a round one question. A, B, C are sides of triangle, then what is the minimum value nearest to? So what is the smallest triangle I can think of? If this is 2, then it have to be 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 will make it that this has to be, if this is 1, this has to be slightly more than 1. So if I say A and B are 1, 1, 1 plus 1 by 4, 1 by 4, that means my answer should be greater than 1 by 4, I'll go with 1 by 3. Okay, volume of a sphere whose surface area is 50% more than the surface area of cylinder of unit radius as well as unit height. Surface area of cylinder of unit radius as well as radius height. Surface area of cylinder is pi r square 2 pi r into r plus h. Okay. So unit radius as well as unit height, that means r equal to h equal to 1. So 2 into 2 4 pi. So 4 pi is the area of the cylinder. That means area of the sphere should be 6 pi. So if I look at the area of the sphere is the area of the sphere should be 6 pi. 6 pi should be equal to 4 by 3 pi 4 pi r square, sorry, 4 pi r square by r is the radius. That means r square is equal to 3 by 2. Okay. And what is the volume? Volume will be 4 by 3 pi into r cube. 3 by 2 raised to power 3 by 2. Okay. So 6 by root 6 pi. Okay, let me just check out. So pi is not the issue. So it will be 27. So this goes okay. So this will be 4 by 3 into 3 by 2 into under root of 3 by 2. 2 root 3. What am I doing here? Okay, this is equal to 2. So this is 2 so inside it will become 4, so 2, 6 pi, root 6 pi. Rahul and Kallu have certain number of Z and black marbles with them. The ratio of Z to black marbles with Rekha is 7:1 and those with Kallu is 9:1. The total number of black and Z marbles with the two is 90. What is the number of Z marbles with Kallu? Number of Z marbles with Kallu. Let's check the choices. This is round 1 question with the help of choices. Okay, what is the number of Z marbles with Kallu? If the number of Z marbles with Kallu is 9, total number is 9. So for him it is 9. If it is 9, that means he has, the other one is 1. So he's got total of 10. That means 80. 80 is a factor of 8, is a multiple of 8. So this should be fine. 45, that means 195, 40. Sorry, 50. That means there should be 40 with 40 again. So choice A is correct. In a triangle ABC, typically round 2 question, but I'll still read it. In triangle ABC, AB equal to AC and AD is the median. Coordinates are given, find the coordinates of B. Find the coordinates of B, ABC. Let me I'll just draw the figure. If I find it, it's okay. Looks like a simple question. So we have A, B, C. AD is the median, so AD is the median. Okay. The coordinates of A are 1, -3, and coordinates of D are 3/2 and 1/2. Find the coordinates of B. Coordinates of B I cannot find, so correct answer should be choice D. Normally I would do the geometry in round 2, but this I have done in round 1. In the month of January, what is the ratio of probability of someone's birthday falling on a date that is a prime number to the probability of birthday falling on a date that is square of a prime number? Square of a prime number would be 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square, 5 square is 2, 3, 5, yeah, 25, 7 square. So there are only 3 dates which are, so this is 3/30 should be the, 3/31 rather, which should be the denominator. So actually answer should be this, because my denominator should contain 3. Yeah, the answer should be choice B. Round 1 question solved with the help of choices using part of the information. X, yeah, this is a straight away round 1 question. I will use the choices for, I always use the choices for such questions. X minus 3 upon x square minus 5x plus 7 is less than 0. So if x is equal to 3, this will imply left hand side and right hand side. X is equal to 3, the left hand side is 0, x minus 3 is 0, right hand side is 0, so this cannot be the answer. X equal to 3 is incorrect, this is incorrect, this is incorrect. So your answer is either x greater than 3 or x less than 3. So if I take x to be 0, if x is 0, then left hand side will become minus 3 upon 7. So this is less than 0. Okay, so this is less than 0. That sorry, this is right hand side is 0. This length, so x equal to 0 satisfies. So the correct answer should be x less than 3. Here's round 2. I'll have to draw the figure and do it. So I'm noting down the number. That question number 10. I'm noting down on a piece of paper that question number 10 is round 2 question. I'll come back and do it. P1, P2 plus 1 is equal to m square, where P1, P2 and m belongs to n, and m is less than 100. If P1, P2 are prime numbers greater than 2, find the sum of all possible values of m. Cases will have to be made. Round 2 question. I'm writing this down also as on the sheet as round 2 question. Raman mix 20% milk solution and 30% milk solution, the ratio of A is to B. The new solution thus obtained is mixed with equal quantity of 60% milk solution to obtain a 42% milk solution. Find the ratio of A is to B. Round 1 question, because mixture percentage is something which I am comfortable with. He is mixing equal quantity of 60% mixed solution, the earlier one, to get 42. So if this is 60% and the average is 40%, sorry 42%, and they are equal quantities, that means this should be say 18, so minus 18, it should be 24. 24 plus 18 is 42, yeah, and 42. So this will, so that means when I am mixing 20% solution with a 30% solution, I am getting a 24% solution. So that means 6 is to 4 or 3 is to 2. Choice B. Ram distributed a certain number of chocolates among a few kids, such that the sum of number of chocolates received by the kids who received the minimum number of chocolates and that by the kids who received the maximum number of chocolates is 10. Minimum plus maximum is 10. Each kid got a distinct number of chocolates which did not have a common factor with 10 except 1. The number of chocolates with Ram could not be. So, what is the maximum number of chocolates we want to find? So, that means the maximum number of chocolates, sum of the maximum minimum is 10. So, let me take 9 and 1. Okay, so max and min. Okay, 10. And the other chocolate numbers have to be such that they do not have a common factor with 10. That means they cannot be multiples of 2 or 5. So 3 is fine, 5 not possible, 7 yes, 8, 9 no. So the number of chocolates cannot be bit more than 7, 3, 10, 20. So round 1 question. Only 3 horses, Kanishka, Silver Streak and Arabian Nights, are competing in a race. Kanishka is twice as likely to win as Silver Streak and Silver Streak is twice as likely to win as Arabian Night. What is the probability of Arabian Night losing the race? Round 1 question. Okay, we have Kanishka, Silver Streak. Kanishka is twice as likely to win as Silver Streak and Silver Streak is twice as likely to win as Arabian Night. Kanishka is twice as likely to win as Silver Streak and Silver Streak is twice as likely to win over Arabian Nights. So if the probability is x, for Silver Streak it should be 2x and this should be 4x. Since these are the only 3 who are participating, that means this has to be 100%. One of them has to win. That means 4x, 5x, 7x. That means x is equal to 1 by 7. This is probability of winning. This should be 2 by 7, and probability of Kanishka winning should be 4 by 7. Okay. What is the probability of Arabian Nights losing the race? Winning the race is 1 by 7. So losing the race should be 6 by 7. LCM of 1, 2, 3 up to 60 is n. Then LCM of 1, 2, 3 R1. Round 1 question, simple question numbers. So n, it should be till 60 it has been covered. So we need to look at prime numbers beyond 60. So 61, 62 is 2 into 31 already taken. 62 is 2 into 31 taken care of. 63, 2 and 3 into 21, again 3 into 7, 3 is 9, yeah, already taken care of. 9 into 7, so 9 has also come on that. 64, again I need not worry about the even numbers can be there because oh, 8 is an extra 2 has come here because this is 8 square, so this is 2 to power 6, 2 to power 6, 2 to power 6. Till now we would have taken only 2 to power 5, 32 would have come, so 1 2 will obviously come out here. 65, 5 into 13 taken care of, so 61 into 2, 122. So 122n. xy greater than 0, 2x plus 3y equal to 7, find the maximum value of x. This is a standard way of solving such questions, so let us not waste time. Effectively, it will become 2x by 3 plus 2x by 3 plus 2x by 3 because it is x cube, because y to power 4, so 3y by 4, 3y by 4, this should be equal to 7. This will come 4 times. So we can say 2x by 3, 7, that means each one of them should be 1. 2x by 3 is equal to 1, that means x should be equal to 3 by 2, and similarly y should be equal to 4 by 3. So if I substitute these, x cube will be 3 cube by 2 cube, and y to power 4, let me write this also in terms of 2 square by 3, that means 2 to power 8 upon 3 to power 4. Okay, so which is equal to 2 to power 5. 2 to power 5 is 32 by 3. 32 by 3. Two runners A and B started running simultaneously at point P and Q, Q and P respectively. They met at a point S, and after they took 18 by 5 minutes and 10 minutes to reach their respective destinations. After how much time from start did they meet each other at point S? How much time? If this was ratio of speeds, I would have done it in round 1. Now I am leaving it for round 2. Question 17 is a round 2 question. I think it could take time. A plus A, a single date integers, what is the value of A? Round 1 question, use the choices straight away. So A cannot be 2 because 222 we need 10 to power n, but 10 n is the n has to be 2 or 3 because there's a 3 digit, or rather n has to be 3. So this has to be 1000. So 2 cannot be the answer. Again 444, and this will again add up to not possible. 666, 888. This should be the answer. 888 plus 88. Yeah, this will be the answer. I don't even need to check. Find the number of composite factors of composite, that means non-prime factors of 6 to the power 19 into 4096. 4096 you should remember is 2 to the power 12. 2 to the power 10 is 1024. 2048, 4096. 6 to the power 19 is 2 to the power 19 into 3 to the power 19 into 2 to the power 12. So effectively it becomes 2 to the power 31 into 3 to the power 19. So total number of factors will be 32 into 20, which is equal to 640. We need composite, that means let us remove the non-composite factors. The non-composite factors would be 1, 2 and 2 prime and 1. So 3, 637 should be the answer. A circular sheet of maximum possible area mensuration. Let's just look at the question. Possible area is cut out from a metal sheet in the shape of a square. Similarly, the maximum possible number of circular sheets C1, C2, C3 of varying radii cut from another identical metal sheet such that the leftover area is the minimum possible. What is the approximate value of the ratio of area of C to the sum of areas of C1, C2, C3? Area of C is the circle, maximum possible area. So if I look at this, let me just draw the figure. So that means, okay. So this is C. Second, it says from an equal thing you keep cutting more circles. Okay. Okay, so if I keep cutting more and more circles, that means in the ultimate stage this should have all the sum of area should be equal to that of the square. So if I say the side of the square is 1, 1, 4, 2 of choices of, yeah, my answer can be either these two. These two cannot be the answer. If I say the side of the square is 2, then this should be 2 square should be 4. Okay, yeah. Also, what this tells me is the area of circle and the square. Okay, this is 3.14 is to 4, and this is 0.86 is to 4. Answer should be choice C. Round 1 question. We did not need to solve it completely. In the above diagram drawn on the scale, the points A, B, C, D have coordinates. A is 50, B, C, D. Closest area we can calculate. So round 1 question, because I can calculate very easily. This is 50 and B is 70. So that means this is 2. Okay, C is 79 and D is 54. So this is 4 and this is 9 minus 4, 5. Okay, so this is 8. So if I just extend this, this will be 10. 10, but it has to be less than half, so 13. 8 plus 5, 13. My answer should be less than 13. In a performance appraisal report of 6 exams, P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6 were considered for evaluation. Each exam was of 100 marks. The report of exams is given below. Number of employees passed in P1 to P5, 10, P2 to P6, 15. I think I've done this kind of a question earlier. Okay. So P3, P4, okay, yeah, I done earlier, so it should not be a problem. Okay, if the number of employees who passed in all these 6 exams is 10, find the number of employees who failed in exactly 5 exams. All 6 exams is 10, so exactly 5. That means these 5 are already part of this, so this will not give me any extra. This is 15 people. That means 5 people were exactly 5 and 10 are exactly 6. 10 are exactly 6. That means the remaining 5 will be people who have passed in exactly 5. So this should be 10. This is 0. This will minus 10 again give me 5. So answer should be again 0 out here, 0 out here, 20. I have done this kind of question earlier, so it was not a problem. Had I not done this question earlier, I may have left it for round 2. Find the unit digits of the tens number in all numbers 25 to any power will always end in 25. So the unit tens place will always be 2, round 1 question. AB is a common chord of two circles C1, C2 with radius R1, R2 respectively. S denotes the statement AB divides C1 into two parts of equal area. Which of the following statements is? I'm not sure if I have understood the question, because I have not understood the question. It's a round 2 question. I have written it down on the rough sheet that 24 is a round 2 question. A function fn is defined for all natural numbers greater than or equal to 2 as fn equal to 1 minus 1 by n into fn minus 1. f1 is 1, what is the value of, okay, f1 is equal to 1. What about f2? f2 will be 1 by 2 into f1 into 1, which is 1 by 2. f3 will be 1 minus 1 by 3, that makes it 2 by 3 into f2 into 1 by 2, which is 1 by 3. Very good. I think I am getting a pattern. f4 will be 1 minus 1 by 4 is 3 by 4 into 1 by 3. So 1 by 4. So this will be 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4 from 1 by 2 up to 1 by 9. So 1 upon f1 will be, this will be 1, 2, 3 up to 9. So these are sum of first 9 natural numbers, which is 9 into 10 by 2 and into 1 plus 1 by 2, 45. Okay, round 1 question. The numbers 1 to m are written one after other as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up to m. The numbers thus form is divisible by 3. Then m is of the form of 3n. Yes, it will be a 3n, because if I look at any 3, 3, 6. If I look at the first 6, again the sum of dates 1 plus 2, 3, 3. 4 plus 5, 9. Multiple of, so the sum of dates is fine. So 1 has to be an answer, cannot be determined, can be removed. 1 unfortunately is there in all the other 3. So between 2 and 3, one of them could be correct. 3n minus 1, if I say 3n minus 1, so 2. 1, 2 is fine, it's a multiple of 3. 3 through the 6, 5 tak jate. If we go up to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again a multiple of 5. If we get 3 3 is 9, m minus 1, 3n minus 8, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, yeah, so this is also correct. If this is correct, that means among the choices only this can be the answer. Okay, so simple round 1 question. Tarun, Gautam, Prakash went to ice cream parlor to buy 3 ice creams, 1 each. Gautam bought an ice cream costing rupees 71, but he had only rupees 500 notes, so Prakash paid the bill. Prakash had 3 wallets A, B and C. The amount in each was an integer. He took some money from wallet A, some from B and this from C. In how many ways could he withdraw money from 3 wallets such that money taken from A was more than B? I am not sure. Round 2, but it could easily be round 3. I am not sure if I can do it, but I'll still come back and I will look at it in round 2. But my feeling is I am going to leave this question. The number of mangoes with Sonu is a multiple of 3. Number of bananas with Som is a multiple of 5. Okay. Total number of fruits with the 2 of them is 103. So mangoes M and bananas is B. What is the absolute difference between the maximum possible number of mangoes with Sonu? So maximum number of mangoes with Sonu. Okay, so and the minimum possible number of bananas with Sohan. Okay, so what we are saying is the number of bananas is a multiple of, okay, so this mangoes is a multiple of 3. So mango plus banana is equal to 103. Mango is a multiple of 3 and I need to maximize the number of mangoes and the minimum number of bananas. That's the difference we need to find. So the maximum number of mangoes, and this is a multiple of 5, while this is a multiple of 3. So if I say this is 5, no, not 5 makes it 100 bananas. The number of bananas is multiple of 3, multiple of 5, okay. So minus 5 will make it 98 is not a multiple, 93 is a multiple of, so if this is 10, this will be 93. So so the answer is 93. What's there in this question? Round 1 question. I am just wondering why. Okay, A can complete a piece of work in 8 days by working m hours per day. B can complete the same work in B days by working n hours per day. Each of them reduces his working hours per day by 4 hours. Each of them would take 5 days more to finish the job. Okay. A, B, M, N. such that Mn are less than 16. Looks like a round 3 question, not to be attempted, but let me just quickly have a look at my area which I am comfortable with. A can complete it with AM is the amount of work, and similarly B can do it in N days. Sorry, B days working n hours per day. A in A days working n hours. Now this should be equal to if each of them reduces the working hours by 4 hours. So working hours by 4 hours, M minus 4, N minus 4. Each of them would take 5 days more. A plus 5 and B plus 5. I am not going to do this. Not worth attempting. I'll leave this question. Okay. T is a point on the side PS of square PQRS of area 256. The perpendicular to the line TR meets, I'll do it in round 2. Question number 30 is again a round 2 question. A table clock loses 5 minutes per hour. Clock says around 1 question usually for me. A wall clock loses 5 minutes per hour with respect to table clock. Okay. A wristwatch gains 5 minutes per hour with respect to wall clock. Okay. All the watches or clocks are set correctly at 12. What is the time shown by the wristwatch when it is 2 p.m. for the first 2 after the first time? Okay, so let me say table clock loses 5 minutes per hour. Then you have a wall clock loses 5 minutes per hour with respect to table clock. So it will be less than 5 minutes. Yeah, more than 5 minutes. Okay. Yeah, there will be 2 successive effectively. Okay, so a wristwatch gains, okay, wall clock, wristwatch, okay, then we have wristwatch, gains 5 minutes per hour with respect to the wall clock. So with respect to wall clock. So this will reduce further, and this will get it back close to this level. Okay, so if I say at 2 o'clock, at 12 o'clock, all of them were right. So at 2 o'clock, this will be lost 2 hours, so this will be 150. Now this will take it to around 140, and this will bring it back to around 150. It should be less than 150 but close to 150. This is wrong. This is wrong. Yeah, A should be the answer. Okay. If you look at the choice, you can straight away mark it. A, B, C, D. Simple round 1 question. My standard SQC technique will work out here. I'm sure. So A, B, C, D, I'm taking all of them to be 1 by 4, sorry. 1 by 4, 1 by 4, 1 by 4. So A, B, C, D each is 1 by 4. So 4A becomes 1. So this becomes under root 2. So this becomes 4 root 2, which is 5.6. So my answer has to be greater than 5.6. That means this is wrong. This is wrong. Wow. Answer cannot be more than 5. It is more than 5.6. So answer has to be choice A. Okay. Log, simple, straightforward question. It appears round 1 question because the base is the same in both the cases. So it will mean x plus 1 raised to power 5 is equal to 243. 343 is 3 to power 5. That means x plus 1 equal to 3. So x is equal to 4. No solution. I hope there is no problem with it. No, it doesn't look like. If x is 4, what has the base happened? If x is equal to 4. If x is 4, what will be the base? 8 by 6. It is okay. So the correct answer has to be choice A only. If 4. 4 black cows and 3 brown cows give as much milk in 5 days. 4 black cows and 3 brown cows give as much milk in 5 days as 3 black, 4 black plus black cow gives X liter, while brown cow gives Y liters of milk in 5 days. So in 5 days is the, okay. So this becomes 20, 5 4s are 20 and 15 Y. So this much is the milk you'll get in terms of liters. And the other cases, 3 black cows, so that means 50, this should be equal to 15 X plus 25 Y. 4 days. So 4 3s are 12. 12x and how many? 4 days, 16y. So that means 8 X is equal to Y. I hope I've got this right. If black cow gives 10 liters milk per day, I have done some calculation mistake, let me do it again. 4 black and 3 brown cows, so 4x plus 3y in 5 days, so 20x plus 15y, this is fine, 20x plus 15y is fine. Give as much milk as 3 black cows, so 3x plus 5y in 4 days. So this should be equal to 12x plus 20y. I made this mistake. Okay, so that means 8x is equal to 5y. If black cow gives x is 10, that means if x is 10, what is y? So y should be 8 by 5 into 10. 8 by 5 into 10. 8 by 5 is 1.6 into 10, 16. More than 10 in any case, only one choice is there. Okay, so done QA. Let me quickly look at, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. QA done, but 6 questions not for long too. 54, 55 minutes almost left, so I have sufficient time. I look at doing 2 DI sets, then go back into the round 2 questions, and then come back to, if required, if possible, it seems to be possible, 1 more DI set if required. And I still have that Coke Pepsi question pending. I would like to go back and complete it. Okay, data set looks easy in terms of easy to understand. Assets, return 1 year, 3 year, best returns, worst returns are given according to SEBI directive. This case also purely in terms of this question can have percentage change question. This data set can have percentage change and comparison question. I don't think it should be an issue. Can be considered. Okay. Okay. Next one. In Delhi, there are 8 outlets that sell mobile phones. Each of these outlets in one or more brand. Okay, that's fine. Following pie chart shows breakup of mobile sold brand-wise, outlet-wide in Delhi in 2014. Okay, so brands, this degree a little more complicated data as compared to the other one. We'll have to see which brands is sold where. So between the first 2 sets, this set looks a little more difficult. I think the table is a little easier, and that is what is my preference at this point of time. 6 friends decide to play a game of die. Numbers on 6 faces of which were 1 to 6 divided 3 teams. G1, G2, DC, 2 friends in each. Okay. In each round, the players threw die once, and absolute difference between the faces obtained. Okay, that's lowest, highest. Okay. Winner got 30, runner, loser got 10 points. Okay. This will need some effort. Some cases will have to be made. This one is the third option for me at this point of time. Okay, there is a Venn diagram. Venn diagram is something which I am very comfortable with. It can be done. So let me start with Venn diagram. Data is not huge. It's a small set of data. How many sets are there? Out of 70 belong to tiger, 85 belong to lion, 90 belong. So 3 sets only. Great. So I would like to start with the Venn diagram and then go back to the table. Okay. 300 stones, out of them 70 belong to tiger group, 85 belong to lion group, and leopard group is 90. Exactly 45 stones belong to tiger and lion. Tiger and lion is 45. 40 stones belong to both tiger and leopard. Tiger and leopard is 40. And the third one is 60 belongs to both lion and leopard groups. Okay. Let's look at the question now because there is nothing more to this. Number of stones belonging to 3 groups is the mean of the maximum and the minimum possible value. Mean of the maximum and possible values belong to all 3 groups. Okay. How many stones in the hospital do not fit in belong to any of the 3 groups? Let me look at the other question also. All 3 groups is maximum possible value, and tiger group starts collecting Rangadari text from all stones who do not belong to this group at the rate of 10 per stone. What is the amount collected by tiger group? Tiger group, how many was there? This should be done straight away. 70 belong to tiger. So whatever happens, where was this? Okay. So it doesn't matter. Tiger group is 70 stones. That means the remaining 230 stones will pay at the rate of 10 rupees. So it should be 2300. Should be the answer. I'll come back and check it again. Number of students belong to at least one of the three groups is minimum. Okay, the first question required maximum minimum. This also requires minimum possible value. Oh, all three questions require maximum. One requires maximum, one requires minimum, one requires the mean. So before I do anything, let me just find out what is the maximum minimum possible number of students who can be involved in all three groups. So let me look at the maximum first. Maximum can be 40 out here. So if this is 40, this will be 0. This will be 20. This will be 5. 40, 20, 60. This will be 30. This is 30, 20, 40, 50, 60. 65, 65. This should be 20. 45, 25. Yeah. So satisfied. So maximum possible number here is 40. And what about the minimum? Minimum, obviously I will start with 0 and then look at changing it if it does not satisfy something. So this will be 40, 60 and 45. Tiger, lion and leopard 70. Okay. Minimum should be 0. Minimum could be 0. If minimum is 0 out here, this will be 60, this will be 40 and this will be 45. So 60, 45 makes it 105, but this is 85. So 85, 45, 20, the gap is 20, so let me make this 20. So if this is 20, this will also be 20, this will be 40 and this will be 25. What happens here? 40, 20, 60, 60, 85, this is okay. 20, 40, 65, 65 and this will be 5. 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 80, this is 10. This should be fine. So minimum is 20, maximum is 40. So the two questions were about maximum and minimum. Let us look at those questions first. Number of students belonging to at least one. Oh, I'm sorry, I saw this incorrectly. But in any case, that data was required for. Okay, I'll just come back. So first question talked about maximum and minimum average. That means 30 out there. So let me just make that this table also. So if this is 30, how many students in the hostel do not belong to any of the three groups? So what was this? 70, 85, 90. 70, 85 and 90. This was 40, this was 65, this was 45. Let me just confirm. 45, 40 and 60 is fine. So what does this become? This becomes 10, this becomes 35, this becomes 15. So 45, 55, 65, 70, this is 15. So 65, 70, 80, this is 5 and this becomes 65, 75, 15. So how many students in the hostel do not belong to any of the three groups? So this is 90, 90 and 45. So 90 and 45, 135. I have made a mistake somewhere. Okay, let me just check. 35. This is okay. This is 30. This should be 35, 60, 30, 10, 30, 15 is fine. 45. 55, 60, 70, that's fine. 35, 15, 50, 30, 80, this is also fine. What I missed out, I missed something somewhere. Let me just do this again. I missed out somewhere. Maxima and minima are coming out to be 40 and 20. I hope that is right. I hope I have not made a mistake there. 20, that's okay. Data insufficient in any case is the incorrect option. So even if I made a mistake, who do not belong to any of the three groups. Okay. So this was 70, 85, 90. Oh, how stupid. This is 60, I had written as 65, 60, 40, 45. 60, 40, 45, now 30, 30, 60. So let me just look at 30, 30, 60, 10, 60, 70, 20, 90, 30, 30, 60, this is 15, 30, 60, 75, this is 10 now, okay, 30, 40, 55, 15, so 90 and 41, 30, 130 belong to some group, who do not belong to any group will be 170, great. I'll just confirm this answer also. All three groups is the maximum possible value and Tiger group start collecting. Yeah, Tiger group will only have 70 members, so it is okay. He'll collect 2000. Number of students belong to at least one of the three groups is minimum. At least one of the three groups is minimum. Then what is number of students who belong only to the Lion group? When will the number of students who belong to at least one of the three groups be minimum? Okay. Okay. Okay, see. Number of students belong to at least one of the three groups is minimum. Okay, number of, when will this be minimum? So when will this summation be minimum? Let me just check out what is coming out to be, just to be safe. It has to be one of these two cases. So the total number of people here would be 30, 50, 70. Okay, I'm sorry, using my finger. So 30, 50, so other 90, 90 and 25 and 5, 30, 30 and 20, 50. 140. So this is coming to be 140 members of the across at 90, 110, 140, and this should be lower. So yeah, if this is minimum, total will also become. But let's check out 90 and 30, 120. Yeah, that's fine. So I was on the right track. If the number of students belong to at least one group is minimum possible, that means the total number of people who are into all groups is the minimum. What is the number of students who belong only to Lion group? Only to Lion group would be 0. Only to Lion group will be 0. Okay. 49, the answer is C, 0. And what is the 50? Belonging to none of the three groups is maximum. Belonging to none of the three groups is maximum. None of the three groups will be maximum. Again, there's a minimum. None of the three groups is maximum. That means again we are talking about the same case. We are talking about this case. None of the three groups is maximum. And so what are we supposed to find? How many students belong to two of the three groups? How many students belong to two of the three groups? Two of the three groups will be again out here 20, 40, 60 and 20, 85. Okay, great. So one set done. 40 odd minutes gone. Okay, let me now go back and do the table first. After the table, I will go back and do the round 2 question. Then I look at doing one more DI set and the remaining LR set which I should have solved. Okay, so the data I have understood. Let me look at the questions. How many schemes are there with assets more than 500 crores? And the ratio of best 1 year return to 1 year return 1 year more than 2. Ratio of best 1 year return to return 1 year. Best 1 year return upon return 1 year should be greater than 2 and overall should be more than 500. Okay, so more than 500 is fine, more than 500, more than 500, this is fine, all three of them. And this ratio of best 1 year to the return 1 year should be greater than 2. 195, this is okay. Then 217 upon 69, this is also more than 2. 166 upon 69 more than 2. Okay, no, okay, next I have is, so, okay, yeah, this one I missed. 199.4 upon 16 again is almost 3. 680, this is fine. 59, 212 upon 59 more than 3. 179 upon 57 more than 3. And 154 upon 56, this is, so. Okay, so all 7 are coming out to be. Okay. Based on SEBI's directive, which scheme will get the gold medal? The gold medal, let me just see what According to SEBI, directed the scheme among given above having the highest ratio of the difference between best 1 year return and the worst one. Highest ratio of the difference between one to the assets. Okay, the difference of these two divided by the assets. Okay, gets a gold medal. Second best gets a silver medal, and the worst ratio will be barred from doing any future business in future. Okay, so what are the subsequent questions? Let me look at gold medal, silver medal, debarred. So all three questions need the gold medal data. So let me at least do the calculation. So just to confirm, the ratio of the ratio of the difference between best 1 year and worst 1 year divided by the assets. The best ratio gets the gold, next gets the silver, and the bottom two are eliminated. Okay. So what is this difference? This is 195 minus 90, about 100. This is about 10%. So I'll just write down 10% out here. Okay. Next is 229 minus 4. This is 280. Almost 50%. This is about 50%. Okay. Actually, more than 50%. Greater than 50%. Let me see. Then we have 217 minus 47. 257 to 64. 260, this is about 40%. Okay, I need the two best and the two worst actually. 166 minus 44 is 200, this is 33%. 199, so 236, this is very low. This is very low, this could be the worst one also. So just for my calculation, 236 upon 16, 32. 236, no, HSBC equity in any case is 10%. So 236 upon 1600. So 200 upon 1600, 198. So this will be 13% or something like that. Let me take it as 13%. Okay. 146 minus 60 is 680. 80 is 20% approximately. 80 by 150, yeah, about 20%. 36. Okay, 152 minus this is about 200. 200 upon 367. Wow, this is great. This should be the contention for the top post also. So 200 by 67 is more than 50% again. So we have two more than 50%. These two are likely to be your gold and silver medals. 212, so that makes it 260. 260 upon 6.5 is about 40%. And 179 to 180, 220. 220 is about 22%. And 150, 140, 195, about 30%. So the gold and silver will be these two. Let me just get the exact values for them. 229 and 56, 235, 235 and 53, 285. So let's say 285, Reliance will be 285 divided by 494. 494. And the other one is Templeton. Templeton will be 152 minus and 152 plus 40. Let me take it 202 upon 367. This is greater than 56% because if the denominator was 500, this would have been 56%. Is it greater than 56%? 50% will be 183. 10% is 20. 183. 5% will be 10. 5% will be 10. So 193 is 55%. So 193. I'm sorry. This is 60%. Templeton is about 60%. Is that fine? So I'll need to check these two. Okay. So let me just look at one was gold, one was silver. Let me just see what are the choices. Reliance is, oh great, which will get the gold medal. Reliance is the only option here. Templeton is missing. So gold medal, yeah, absolutely. So Reliance will get the gold medal. Why am I solving it? Because when there is only one choice, Templeton is because Reliance is, but Reliance has been the gold medal, so that should not be issue. Which two schemes will be barred from doing any business? Okay, which were the two bottom ones which I was getting? Okay, bottom two I was getting would be HSBC at 10%, 50, 40, 33. I have a 13% out here, 20. Yeah, I think these two, Franklin and HSBC equity. Yeah, done. Great. So 2 sets done. Let me quickly go back and do the questions which I had left in for round 2. So question numbers were 10, 11, 17, 24, 27, 30. So let me just back backwards. Okay, question 30. Okay, geometry question. Let me just start from the first question. I will be happier doing some of the questions which were okay, slide 1, slide 4. Okay, let's start with question number was 10. So 10, 11 were the first 2 questions I have to look at. I'll come back to it. 11, let me just look at 11. I know cases have to be made, but I think I can do it. P1, P2 plus 1 is equal to m square. So where P1, P2 and m belong to natural number, m is less than 100. P1, P2 are prime numbers greater than 2, prime numbers greater than 2, great. Find the sum of all possible values of m. So this means P1, P2 plus 1 is equal to m square. Equal to actually m square minus 1. That is P1, P2. P1, P2 should be m plus 1 into m minus 1. That means these have to be consecutive odd numbers. So which are the possible things? 5 and 7, 5 and 7, 3, 5 plus 15, 3, 5 is also there, 3, 5, 5, 7, 9, 11 into 13. So consecutive odd numbers which are prime is what I'm looking at, 15, 17, 19. Find the sum of all possible values of m. Okay, so m will be the middle number out of these. Okay, 17, 19, 21, 23, 25, 27, 29, 31. I hope I don't make a mistake. 31, 33, 35, 37, 39, 41, 41, 43, 43, then 45, 47, 49, 46, 49, 51, 51, 50, 53, no, 57, no, 51, no, okay, 53, 57, 59, 59, 61. Yes, we have 59 and 61 also. 63, 5, 67, 16, not 69, 71, 73, 75, 77, 79, 80, not 81, 83, 85, 87, 89, 91 is not possible, 93, 95, 97. Okay, so this is one. So this will become 4, 6, 12, 18, 24, 24, then 30, 42, 60 and 72. So 60, 30, 90, 40, 132, 132 and 70 makes it 204, 204, 210. So 210 means straight away this is out. 210, 214, 226, 226 and 42, 242, 226 and 42. I have gone ahead, maybe I have done some mistakes. So let me see which one I have missed out. Which one is an extra actually? 11, 13, 20. This is incorrect. 29, 31. So this is the problem which I normally have when I have to make cases. 132, 132 and 10, 142, 142 and 30, 172, 172 and 30, 202 and 42, 244. So okay, great. So 10, question 10, I'll come back. Let me see. It has to be drawn, so let me just do the others and come back. So let me cut off question 11 because I've solved it already. 17. Okay, time speed distance, I have to do this question. Okay, so they meet here. A starts running from this side, B starts running from this side. They meet at point S, after which they took 18 by 5, which is 3.6 minutes, and 10 minutes to reach their respective destination. How much time after the start will they meet at point S? So S speed of A upon speed of B should be equal to under root of 3.6 upon 10, which is equal to 36. sorry, speed of, sorry, 10 by 36. I am extremely sorry. 3.6, so go A. I am sorry, I have 10 upon 3.6 equal to under root of 100 upon 36, which is equal to 10 by 6 or 5 by 3. So SA upon SB is equal to 5 by 3. So let me assume the speeds to be 5x and 3x. Speed of A is 5x and speed of B is 3x. Okay. So this distance is 10-minute worth. Okay. So this distance will be 10 minutes into SA. This is B, sorry, SB. 10 into SB is this one, 3.6 into SA is this distance. So this distance becomes 10 into SB is 30x. This is 30x. So they meet at when A has covered a distance of 30x at the speed of 5x. So they'll meet in 6 minutes. Okay, done. So 17 also done. 24, 27, 30. Let me just read it. I was uncomfortable with this question. Common chord C1, C2. I'll just leave this question. I'm not getting a hang of this question, so I'll just leave this question not to be attempted. So 24 not to be attempted. 17, 27 and 30 are the two left. Same issue. I'll leave question 27 also. Look at 30 and 10, the two quant questions, and then look at doing one more set of. Okay. Let T be the side on side PS of square PQRS. Of side area 256. If the area is 256, that means each side is equal to 16. So this is a T is any point out here. If perpendicular to line TR at R, meets a line segment PQ and extended at U. So PQ is extended. So let me say, let's say this is here and perpendicular is like this. Okay. So this is 90 degree. Meets the line segment PQ and extended at U. If area of RUT, this is T, sorry. RUT is 200 square centimeter. What is the length of QU? We need to find QU, this one. Okay, length of QU, I'm not sure, but let me quickly have a look at this and see what can be done out here. Has to be using right angle triangle, because there is a right angle. We have right angles all the way. Pythagoras will come into place somewhere. So if this is 16, let me just think, look at it this way. So if this is x and this is 16, there is under root of 16 minus x square. 16 square minus x square. Sorry, 16 square plus x square. This has to be a right angle. Let me try checking the choice. Let me check the choice. Okay, let me look at 12 for example. If this is 12 and this is 16, QR is 16. 16 square is 196 plus 144. 16 then RU will be 196. 256, sorry. And 144, so 400, so this will be 20. If this is 20, this is 16, and then how much will this be? This is 12. I'm reasonably sure this is 16, right angle triangle. 16 will make a right angle triangle with it. Let me come back to this. This cannot be the answer. 16 square and 8 square. What about 16 square? Is 256 with 16 or 8 is a 64. 64 makes it 320. Not likely. 256 plus 81. 6 and 1, 7, 8 and 5. Answer. This is most probably the answer because I am reasonably sure. Do I take a chance is the issue. Let me just still check it out if I can do something about it. Okay, let me see. Okay, this is angle is theta. This is 90, so this becomes 90 minus theta, and this angle will also be theta. So how does that help me? Okay. Does it tell me that these two can be equal? After all, I'm reasonably sure I'm not able to put my finger. Okay, let me just come back to it later. So the question which is left is question 10. I'm still trying to struggle. I'll take my chance. This has to be a question which is based on Pythagoras theorem, so let me not waste too much time on this. Question number 10. It was that coordinate geometry question. I'll draw and get the answer. Find the region bounded by x. So when x is 0, x is 0, y is 3. So x is 0, sorry, y is 3. I'm sorry, y is 3. I'm looking at this one. X is 0, y is equal to 3. And when I'll leave it there. I don't want to waste my time. Let me just go back and do the DI sets now. Been a little going back and forth a little unnecessarily. Okay, this I've done. So out of the remaining two, this is the one which I think I can look at doing. I don't want to do this one. So 25 odd minutes. Let me do this one set and let me try and complete the Twins question. Each of the following pie charts shows a breakup of mobile phone brand-wise, outlet-wise. Okay, in Delhi 2014. Okay, so let me just convert these percentage degrees into now 10%. 10% is equal to 36 degrees. So this is 79.2, 72 plus 7.2. So this is 22%. 20. This is one more, I think. 79 plus 3.6. 79.8. Yeah, this is 23%. Okay. 39.6, 10% is 36, 11% will be 39.6, so 11%. And and 57.6, 10% is 36, 15% will be 54 plus 1, so this is again 16%. 100.8, 30% is equal to 108. 108.8 is minus 7.2, which is minus 2%, so this should be 28%. Let me just confirm. 28 and 16, 44, 54, 64, 66, 66 and 34, 100%. Great. So let me write that down. 28, 16, 22. So this is 28, 16, 22. This is 23% and this was 11%, 13.6. Okay. The number of outlets that sold mobile of only one brand could not be more than. R did not sell mobile brand A. A did not constitute more than 30% of sales of any outlet. Sales of brand A may be any. Okay, this one will need some calculation, but the good thing is the choices are not closed. C has to recall 40% of products in 2014. At least 10% of these defective items. The sales of each outlet was adjusted after recall. Then after adjustment, the share of sales of any outlet could not be less than. Okay, we'll just come back. Calculation intensive. The early on, R sold at least 30% of total mobiles sold of brand A and C put together. Okay, so let me just come back. Let me do the first question. Number of outlets sold mobiles of only one brand. Maximum could not be more than. What is the maximum possible number of? Okay, only one brand. So let me just start placing them. Okay, so 28% is here. Okay. So let me put this way. 20, 28, 16, 22, 11, 23. Now we'll need to place each one of them. So which are the 7 and 8, 15, 7 and 13, 20, 15 and 7, 22 and 16. Okay, let me say 15 and 7 go away with 22, and okay, what else is there? 9 and 8, 17, 9, 23, 16. Okay, this 16 goes with this 16, great. Okay. So only one blank. Okay, now these 13, this goes away and we are left, sorry, so hold on, let me just take, yeah, okay, this goes away and we are left with 15. Okay, these 20 go away and we are left with 3 out here. Okay, so these 15 go away, we are left with 15. So this left with 3 against 12, and we have this 11. So this 11, this 9 and 2. So 7 out of 8. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Yeah. Could not be more than 7. There is at least one who does. If R did not sell mobile of brand A, and A did not constitute more than 30% of sales of any outlet. R did not sell A, that means all others sell A, and A did not. Then the sales of brand A through any outlet as a percent of total sales of that outlet could not be less than. That means the minimum percentage, okay, is what we are looking at of brand A. If R is not selling any bit of, so R does not sell anything out here, R goes away, and A is 22%. So if I look at 22, so I'm saying this 22 has to be, and R constitutes at least 30%. That is what it said. A constitutes, it did not constitute more than 30% of the sales of any outlet. So I want the minimum percentage could not be less than minimum percentage of sales of R of A. Minimum percentage of sales of A. Minimum percentage of sales of A. And R is not anything out here, and it constitutes 30%. So 30% out there. So if I have to look at it this way, let me try to maximize 30% in all others. So the higher the value, okay, so 80. So 30% of 80. The remaining 80 is equal to 24. 24, and we have 22. What is this? It is not more than 30%. So, it is less than 30%. That's fine. So let me just place 30% in all, and the one which is the least, let me keep it there. Okay. So if I look at the highest, I want the minimum percentage here. If this 20 is ruled out, then this is 16 is the highest. So if I move this 16 also, 80 minus 16 is 56. 56. So 30% of 56. 5.6, 15. No. 5.6 into 3, 15, 16.8. 16.8. So 8 by 16, no, not possible. Wrong calculation. 30% of 80. Okay, 80 is left. 80 is left. 80 minus 16 is 70, 66. I am left with 66. So 30% of the remaining 66, 30% of 66 is equal to 6.6, 18, 19.8. So it is 19.8. So out of the remaining, out of 22, 19.8 is gone, 2.2 is left. So it is 2.2 on 16. This could be one possible answer. Let's see. 2.2 on 16 is 1.1 upon 8. That's fine. 12.5% approximately. The choices are much lower. Okay, let me see. Maybe I'm missing out on something. Sure. 80. These 80 have to take care of. So if I look at, let me go the other extreme. Okay. So let me say 7. 7 is left, 80 means 73. 30% of 73. 30%, yeah, absolutely. Now I'll get the answer. 30% of 77.3, 21.9. So 0.1 is left. So 0.1 on 7 is 1 by 70. 1 by 70, that was a 1.4% choice. Yes, correct answer is this. I'll leave the other question. I think they will be time consuming, and I'll go to 15 and 16 minutes. Do I do one RC? The RCs I have done. Okay, the first one was, this was, did not make Monet. Death I have not done. So I know I can do one RC possibly. The author is cynical. Okay, this one is usually easier to find. So the next two passages I have done, so it has to be one of these two passages. Okay. I'm sorry, let me just. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, the first set, I'd already done one question. I'll just erase this. 15 minutes and let me try and get this thing in place. Okay. Hopefully I will get it. I'll give myself 3-4 minutes. If I don't get it, I'll leave this and move to the RCs, one RC. Okay, turning the switches on, let's go to statement 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 does not give us 7-Up. 2 does not give us Limca. 3 does not give us Coke. 4 does not give us Mirinda. 5 will not give us Pepsi. 1 and 3 we get 7-Up and Mirinda. 1 and 3 will give us 7-Up and Mirinda. But since 1 does not give us 7-Up, it has to give us Mirinda, and 3 will give us 7-Up. So statement 1 is also taken. Now let's look at the others. This is where I got stuck. 1 and 2 give us Coke and Pepsi. So out of the two, 1 will give Coke, 1 will give Pepsi. So this one ring definitely is either Coke or Pepsi. The second ring is either Coke. Between 1 and 2, okay. So 1 is either Coke or Pepsi. That means 1 cannot be giving me Limca. That is good. Okay. 2, 4, 5 we get 7-Up and Mirinda. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5 we get 7-Up and Mirinda. 4 we get 7-Up and Mirinda. So 2 can give me Mirinda. 5 can give me Mirinda. 7-Up, all 3 can. One of them can. Any one out of these 3 has to give us. Okay. That doesn't help at all. 2, 4, 5 we get 7-Up and Mirinda. That means between 2, 4 and 5, one of them should be giving us Mirinda. 2, 4, 5, only one will give Mirinda, the others will not. Okay, because the others will not. 2, 4 cannot, that means this cannot be these three. Okay, perfect. 2, 4, 5 we get 7-Up and Mirinda. Okay, and 7-Up, again, 1 out of these 3. So these 3 will be okay. 1 and 2 we get Coke and Pepsi. We have done this. We have looked at this. Okay. 1 and 4 we get Limca Coke, Mirinda Pepsi. 1 and 4 gives us Limca Coke. 1 and 4 we get Limca Coke, Mirinda Pepsi. 1 gives us 1 does not give us Limca, so 4 has to give us Limca. 4 Limca, 1 Mirinda. And 4 has to be either Coke or Pepsi. Either Coke or Pepsi. Between 1 and 4 again. 1 and 4, these two have to be either 1 or 4. Okay. 3, 4, 5 we get again Coke and Pepsi. 3 cannot give us Coke, so 4, 5, one of them can give us or Pepsi. Okay, 5 cannot give us. 5 cannot give us Pepsi. Okay. 2, 3, 5 we get Limca, Coke, Mirinda, Pepsi. One, 3. Okay, 144. Give them Coke, man. Okay, effectively I'm stuck between Coke and Pepsi. It's either Coke and Pepsi for 1 and 4. Let me try. So let me take two cases. Okay. If one is Coke, then 2 will be Pepsi. If these are one Coke and Pepsi, let me just put down the, I'm breaking everything into two parts now. And let me see if there's some contradiction somewhere. Okay, if one is Coke and 2 is Pepsi, okay, so one is Coke and Pepsi, the other option could be this is Pepsi. Other option could be 1 could be Pepsi and 2 could be Coke. Okay. Okay, let me put it this way. And okay. Leave it. No point wasting too much time on this now. It is becoming an ego issue. That set is becoming an ego issue with me. Somewhere along the line, I know I can solve it. I know I'm missing some one statement somewhere, and I should be able to get it. But that's fine. Let's look at one RC passage and close the chapter. I close the chapter. The passage on death is what I will be looking at doing. I will not go with Mr. Monnet or cynical didactic. That seems to be a question that I can do. Okay. Short passage, so this should not be difficult. Now, death is not necessarily a failure of energy on part of life force. People with no imagination try to make things which will last forever and even want to live forever themselves. But the intelligently imaginative man knows very well that it is waste of labor to make a machine that will last 10 years, because it will probably be superseded in half that time by an improved machine answering same purpose. He also knows that if some devil were to convince us that our dreams of personal immortality is no dream but a hard fact, such a shriek of despair would go up from the human race as no other conceivable horror could provoke. With all our perverse nonsense, as to John Smith living for 1,000 million eons and ever after, we die voluntarily, knowing that it is time for us to be scrapped, to be remanufactured, to come back as Wordsworth divined, trailing ever brightening clouds of glory. We must all be born again, and yet again and again. We should like to live a little longer, just as we should like 50 pounds. That is, we should take it if we could get it for nothing, but the sort of idle liking is not well. It is amazing, considering the way we talk, how little a man will do to get 50 pounds. All the 50-pound notes I have ever known of have been more easily earned than a laborious sixpence. But the difficulty of inducing the man to make serious effort to obtain 50 pounds is nothing to the difficulty of inducing him to make serious efforts to keep alive. The moment he sees death's approach, he gets into bed, sends for a doctor. He knows very well at the back of his conscience that he's a rather poor job for he has to be, and had better be remanufactured. He knows that will make room for birth, and he knows that will be birth of something he aspired to be and fell short of. He knows it is through death and birth that this corruptible shall become incorruptible, and his mortal put on immortality. Practice as you will on his ignorance, his fears, imagination with bribes of paradise and threats of hell. There is only one belief that can rob death of sting and the grave of its victory, and that is the belief we can lay down a burden of wretched little makeshift individualities forever at each lift towards the goal of evolution. Okay, which can only be a being that cannot be improved upon. After all, what is man capable of? The insane self-conceit of believing that an eternity of himself will be tolerable even to himself. Those who try to believe it postulate that they shall be made perfect. But if you make me perfect, I shall no longer be myself, nor will it be possible for me to conceive my present imperfections. And what I cannot conceive, I cannot remember. So that you may just as well give me a new name and face the fact that I am a new person, and the old Bernard Shaw is as dead as mutton. Thus, oddly enough, the conventional belief in the matter comes to this, that if you wish to live forever, you must be wicked enough to be irretrievably damned. Since the saved are no longer what they were, and in hell alone do people retain their sinful nature. That is to say, their individuality. And this sort of hell, however convenient as a means of intimidating persons who have practically no honor and no conscience, is not a fact. Okay, let's look at the questions now. Which of the following is the reason, according to the author, that helps us reconcile with the idea of death? We become slightly better each time we are born again. Yes, I think it was mentioned. Okay, so this could be when we die, we leave all our mistakes and immortality behind. That is also mentioned. We are sorry job to begin with, and it is better to be remanufactured. But A and C are the same. Effectively, when I look at A and C, both of them, okay, would be the same. So if A is right, so should C. We better, yeah, both of them. Okay. Our personality I found no longer meaningful when we are born again and again. This is not important. So I'll go with B because A and C mean the same thing actually. So I will go with B. What is the author's idea of hell? To live forever? To live forever is the same person. Yes, he did mention to live forever, if I remember correctly, with the same people in the same world, to live an immoral life. I don't think he was talking about morality. This is definitely live forever. Live forever with the same person that we are in this life, to live an immoral life. I think the same person. Let me just quickly go back and check out. I think it is choice B, but let me check up. No, it was hell was in second slide. Threats of hell, paradise of and threats of hell. There's a belief. No. Hell was somewhere at the bottom also. There's oddly enough conventional belief matter comes. If you wish to live forever, you must be wicked enough to be literally damned, since the saved are no longer. And in hell alone do people retain their sinful nature. That is it. Okay, sinful nature there is in hell alone. So as long as you are the same kind of person, you are in hell. And this sort of hell, how inconvenient to be the same person. Yeah, not to live forever. So B, my initial thought was right. What according to author is the goal of evolution? I'll just go back. Evolution came somewhere in the end of the passage again. So let me pick out the word evolution and see what does it mean. Where is evolution? It was somewhere on this slide. Let me read. Sufficient enough. Let me read the passage. No sphere, imagination. There's only one belief that you can lay a burden of wretched little makeshift bridge forward each left towards the goal of evolution, which can only be a being that cannot be improved upon. So goal of evolution is to become the perfect person. After what is the goal of evolution is to become the perfect person. Okay. 57. To create an individual that is moral and cannot be corrupted. No, this is incorrect. Cannot be perfect. Okay, this create an individual that can lead a perfect life. No, that lives forever. No. Let me just check up once again. Since I have time, let me not take a chance. Yeah. And that is the belief we lay down the burden of a wretched little relationship lives forever at each live towards goal of which can only be that cannot be improved on. Something that cannot be improved upon is the goal of evolution. Something cannot be improved. Okay. This is narrowing. Choice A cannot be correct because narrowing. Perfect life, no. D, none of the above. Tone of author is not cynical. Definitely not cynical. Didactic preaching, yes, he seems to be giving a lesson. Pedantic, he is not bookish. Pedantic would be bookish, so it is incorrect. Righteous, didactic. I don't think righteous. I'll go with didactic. Okay, that leaves me at 2 minutes. So, do I make another last attempt on those stupid questions, or do I look at those couple of quant questions which are pending? I think I'll try that. I'll try that quant question, the DI set only of just about 2 minutes. No point starting anything new now. Yeah. So stuck somewhere. I know I'm missing one simple fact somewhere. The choices help me. One of the things that is dispensed by turning on switch 1. Mirinda is there. Actually, this tells me the answer. Mrs. Mirinda, let me mark the answer. 7 Up is doing 1, 2, 3, 4. 7 Up from which one? 7 Up does come from 3. How stupid of me, I should have looked at the choice questions. At least I have been able to do 2 questions. 7 Up is 1, is by switch 3. That I already know. So 2 questions and nahi guess I have attempted. How stupid of me. Turning on switch 2. Switch 2, do I know which pin can come? Switch 2, definitely one of Coke or Pepsi will be there. Okay, so it could be Pepsi out here. Okay, but let me look at what pins are dispensed by turning switch 2 and 3. 2 and 3, it will either be 2 rings or 4 rings. So 2 and 3, the answers cannot be this. It will be either 2 rings or 3 rings, 4 rings. So Coke, Mirinda, Pepsi, 7 Up, 2 and 3. Coke, Mirinda, Pepsi, 7 Up. Let me just take a quick look. I'll take a chance. 2 and 3. I know Coke, Mirinda, Pepsi, 7 Up. I'll take a chance. I'm leaving it here. Had I looked at this question, I would have solved it much earlier. Thank you very much. Done the paper to the best of my abilities. Did get stuck with this stupid set. Let me close this alarm first. Okay, that's fine. Okay, what is, yeah. Okay, so I don't know what this is saying now, but this is fine. It's over now. As far as I'm concerned, the paper is over. So this paper, have you noticed? I got stuck with this one set, and had I looked at the choices, normally I would look at the choices. I don't know why in this particular set I did not, because had I looked at this particular question, I am sure I would have been able. Using this, I would have solved. Coke, let me switches 2 and 3, Coke and Mirinda. Switches 2 and 3, Coke and Mirinda. 2 and 3, you can get Mirinda from. Okay, was solvable. It was solvable had I looked at this, but my mistake. Something I need to remember that I will not do in future. Okay. Thank you very much for being patient with me, and hopefully this will help you get an idea of how to take a paper. The strategy which I adopt may not work for all of you, but for those of you for whom this works, this is perfectly fine. You should look at doing this, and all the best. Thank you very much.